want to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone, but when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die.
Hello, everyone! Welcome
people.
to Tim Forward Weekly once again. I'm sorry that video was so jumpy. That's probably something to do with the new setup. This is my third streaming room in about a month and a half. But we're here now, and this is where we're going to live.
This is my
and
first time
nice.
with a green screen.
Doesn't it look nice?
I mean,
Don't you feel like,
engineering.
Yeah, don't you feel
That's
like you're right there on the warp core?
It's a great environment back there. I wonder
Isn't
who
it?
made that.
Yeah. Did you make that?
Yeah.
Donald
It's good.
guy.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, me and David Lopez.
For those of you who don't know and can't read, I am joined by Donnie here, who is our environment artist, and of course I am joined by... You can't hear that, but they can.
Is it from the episode?
It is from the
Is it
episode.
the
It is with the...
Are you still muted?
No, we're not still muted.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, no, that'd be terrible. No, we're not muted. The
happening.
red light is on when it's not muted,
It's happening.
which is the strangest mic design I've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah. So how you guys doing? You having a good day after the anniversary launch?
Still putting out fires.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I hear
putting out
about
any
that.
fires. I'm good.
Yeah.
Easy.
You're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You're
I've
working
been
on
moved
things
on,
that we can't
yeah.
talk about.
Creating new fires
Yep.
for
Yeah.
stuff we're doing 6 months from now.
Okay, cool. Well, we are here to talk about a bunch of stuff, but we're going to start by talking about all the ships that we came out with the last yesterday, actually.
Before we do that, I do want to say, if anybody doesn't know what that video is about, if you haven't already gotten them, there's a new emote pack
Yes.
and the prizes you can do by participating in the anniversary event this year. And you can get that dance.
And I got thrown off by, and forgot to credit who that was. That was by Ultron2140 on Reddit. Thank you very much for letting us use that, because that is hilarious. You can go on our subreddit and see it with a little bit more quality than what I just showed you, probably. Smoothly playing from beginning to end.
Also, somebody says our audio might be out of sync.
Is the audio off? Oh, God. All right, hold on. Let me see if there's still a delay on these things from...
Sometimes you guys could fix that on your end by refreshing the page, but
Sometimes, and sometimes just make over from the
Stinky
stream.
days.
Sorry, guys. Audio should be synced up now. Okay, cool. That was from the tabletop stream where the cameras were massively delayed and we had to delay the audio to sync up with it.
I see.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so, Donnie, would you like to introduce your ship?
Well, I'm an environment artist for the most part, but every now and then Thomas Maroney, the head of the ship team, lets me come and play and build ships. So
you really hate doing it, don't you?
So much.
I love it.
Definitely
actually.
not
It's
something you
such
do in
a-
your free time at home.
It's like vacation, man. So yeah, this is the Shinzo, the Walker class, which is in the new Star Trek Discovery show, as we all know. It's actually my favorite. It happened to be my favorite design of the new ships in the show.
Lucky you.
Did you have to lobby to get it, or did you just
No,
luck of the
this is
draw?
just what that's what Thomas gave me. So
Yeah, little peek
think
behind the
there's
curtain. We
something-
almost didn't do this ship until we were able to basically wrangle your time.
oh wow,
like-
oh nice.
Sure.
Yeah, so lucky all around, I
Rough
guess.
here.
So yeah, I started on it before about a couple of weeks before Christmas and finished it up after break.
There we go.
We were lucky enough to have CBS send us their high poly models
Which
of the
is
ships.
super cool. So you guys
Yeah.
were basing everything off of the actual 3D models from the show.
Yeah, it made the workflow go a lot quicker.
It was also just a total nerdgasm.
Yeah.
Because they included pictures of ships we'd barely seen or that were like
Yeah.
2 pixels wide in the back of the binary.
And now we've got them like totally blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Me
might
and Nina,
ask,
we saw them.
Well, you never know. We might make them into other ships that they get to see one
No,
day.
we don't
we don't
ships
make
anymore.
more. We don't. Have
These are the
any
last
new
ships
ships.
we're ever going to make.
Dear God, please don't say that, because they're gonna run with it on Reddit like every time you tweet.
you might ask like, oh, why don't we just use? Is everything cool?
Yeah, everything's fine. Keep talking.
Why don't we just use their models they sent us? Well, the thing is, those models are made for TV, and those are made for pre-rendered scenes. So, and there were like 17 million polygons. This one comes in around 22,000. So,
Okay, so there you go.
So we had to take a detailed chip and whittle it down to what you see here. Mauricio,
What's the plan? What's the process of doing that when you have to take a model that's like 17 bajillion? problems and take it down to something that still looks this good, and like to my untrained eye, it looks as good as it does in the show, but doesn't.
Well, you kind of start by, especially when you have a reference model to work with or reference photographs, you kind of just start with the simplest of shapes, and then you go from there. And you just got to keep your eye on your poly count.
We built them from scratch, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's built from scratch. I didn't use anything in the model. I just used it as a reference, so I could hide and unhide the CBS model as I was building this. And you just kind of gotta guess, and you gotta make decisions on what details do you want to model, what details do you want let the textures do the work. And actually, a lot of the work is being done by the texture, the material, which was not made by me. It was made by Mauricio. How do you say his last name?
Tejerina, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can correct us later.
So he did. I mean, half of what you see is his work.
Sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a tough job, and he did well. So, but yeah. So you kind of just have to make good decisions on what you include as model geometry or what you let textures do the work. So
I honestly had no idea the deflector dish was this complicated on this ship.
Yeah, actually, I had it more complicated, but I needed to save some polygons, so I took out some of the detail from the back that you don't really see. But yeah, and but a lot of that is texture work. You see those rings of the deflector dish. That's actually those concentric rings are actually done by texture work and not geometry.
Oh, that's cool. So you drew this by hand, basically.
Well, Mo did,
okay.
or he baked it out from a higher poly model, or
awesome.
did it in Substance Designer, whichever one. I'm not sure. But
Vinny B 1985 asked, "What ship has the highest poly count in STO?" That's got to be the Sarcophagus, right?
I think now. Yeah, I think it is.
I wouldn't know that, but that's a good question for Thomas or Mo or Ian.
If the players at home have seen the Sarcophagus up close,
it seems likely, very likely, that it's the Sarcophagus.
Yeah. But if it's not that, it might be one of the Herald ships, just because of how many surfaces are exposed on those things.
Yeah. Let's see. So what's some cool parts of the ship that people might not see while they're flying around the galaxy? What should we be looking for on this here model?
Well, the deflector dish is pretty cool, but actually the underside, this is a ship that has the bridge underneath. Yeah. So that whole segment right there is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time or the poly budget to model the interior of the bridge that you would be able to see through that yellow area right there on the show. You can actually see through that.
For some reason,
the
they
bridge.
put glass and.
I was gonna say, I'm sure it's future space glass.
But actually, Ian got to do that on the Discovery, so he actually modeled the bridge a little bit. But
Felvatami 117, just because I've seen this question pop up 3 or 4 times now. 2 answers to your question. 1, neither of the people with me will be able to tell you what our future plans for ships are, because that's not what they do. They just build things. Well, Jeremy can future plan system stuff and might know stuff like that. Donnie only knows future things coming up if he's actively working on it.
Should I tell them how many ships I know about?
I assume it's above 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. 20? Higher than 20?
Should I answer that one?
Why not? You can tell them a number.
I don't think it's above 20.
Okay.
No, it's not.
The other thing is, and this is something you'll know about by watching the stream every week, we don't talk about upcoming content on the stream. And the reason we don't do that is because content changes all the time in development. And like we just had a meeting about something coming up. We just had a meeting where we laid out 6 different ideas. And so I could, announce all 6 of those right now, but then we'd only get one of them. And what if it's not your favorite? Then you're going to be disappointed. It's easier to just announce things when they're ready for you to consume or to enjoy. So that's why we do the things the way we do. So on the stream itself, we don't talk about upcoming content. So I don't know if the Zenkethi Brontla is going to be made. But if I did know, I couldn't tell you. I apologize.
I'll tell you.
Same thing with questions like, will we ever re-release the Discovery outfits for players? I can't imagine we wouldn't. There's no reason why we wouldn't put those back out to be available again. Right. How and when, I couldn't tell you.
If it's not something we currently have planned and basically baked up and ready to go, then we can't really tell you about it.
This is my favorite view of the ship. This is for one of the screenshots in the blog. It just looks so freaking cool. It's just screaming at you.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool design. It reminds me, it's kind of got an anime design to it. I feel like just a.
It looks a little Mass Effect-y too from this angle. This looks a little bit like an
looks like a Geth head right there.
Yeah.
The nacelles, those were actually the hardest part to model because they have so many different. If you look at them from
side?
down here, yeah.
So here's the thing: when Jet designed this thing for me, like she always does. She bound a bunch of powers to spacebar, which means I can't spacebar up on the camera, which makes this a little more difficult to navigate. But you tell me where you want me to go.
But yeah, they have all the. It was just a very layered nacelle. Most nacelles in Star Trek have generally been smooth, and like you have the Galaxy class, which is just like a very smooth. This is like a very layered, complex nacelle. So I actually spent a good chunk of time on those trying to get it right. But
and because of how our materials work, probably not a lot of that detail could be baked into it.
No, not at all. So a lot of the lifting is done there by the Geo, and then the paneling is the different, like the specular paneling and everything is done by the material. So.
I love this strip right here. That would totally be like LEDs or something in an actual physical model. That we still keep doing stuff like that in 3D.
I only just noticed a detail that I didn't see before. It's got the registry number at the end.
Yeah.
Which is your registry number.
No, just
that's a bug.
That's well, that actually could be. It could be the name that Jet gave the ship.
Oh, okay.
This is a fakey.
Yeah, this is a ship that we put together. Let's look at the front, but I have a feeling Jet might have actually just named it number. Oh, it isn't on the. Oh, yes, it's over here.
The USS Walker class light exploration cruiser T6.
Okay, so that might be an issue. Well, let us know if that's
issue.
happening on your Walker classes. We're not sure if that's just something because of the way Jet named this. Let's see. There was somebody asking if this ship is available in the lockbox. No, this ship is available in the Low-Buy store. So if you don't know where that is, it's if you have any Low-Buy from opening lockboxes or other things, it'll be in your inventory. You just right-click on it and say, go to store,
A surprising number of players don't know that you can do that directly with the Low-Buy in your inventory. I still hear about people like trekking it all the way out to Drazana to buy things.
I didn't know you could do it from Drazana. I only knew you could do it from your inventory.
So if you guys just double-click on your Low-Buy, you go straight to the store.
Yeah. Somebody asked, would it be hard to fix the... Oh, this is for... this is something you guys may not know. Apparently, the simulated module visuals on the NX refit are broken. That's your notebook, not my notebook.
No,
my notebook
I'll
is still
write
downstairs.
it in my notebook.
Yeah. Please do.
That all has to do with effects nodes. So
it's
likely that if that's not looking right, then some powers don't either.
Yeah.
So which ship was that again?
That was the NX refit.
Okay.
Mino Dan says the console of the Walker class is great. I agree, although I had to laugh that the console we gave this ship was literally exploding. That's
the only thing it did.
It's the only thing it did in the show. I know. By the time we were planning this, I remember those discussions of what do we make this thing do. Well, all we've seen it do is explode, so that's what it's gonna do.
So it's like feigned death, though. You get to disable and become untargetable, faking the enemy into thinking you're out of the fight. And then when you turn it off, you come back with an ambush.
The crap out of it.
Yeah. The trait works very well in synergy with the console.
Yeah. What does Vulcan Hello do for people who don't know?
For the first 8 seconds after you enter combat, you gain armor penetration, shield penetration, and your energy weapons cost less power to fire.
Nice. So how do you approach, I guess, since this ship in particular, like the Discovery, we got a little more of an idea of its capabilities. When you're designing powers for something like the Shenzhou, which is... a blink and you... Like, it's not a blink and you miss it ship. It's in 2 whole episodes, but it's 2 whole episodes of it sits in orbit while people talk before the fighting starts.
Yeah.
How did you approach designing the powers and stuff for it?
Well, we try to come as close to what it did in the show as possible. Sometimes a little tongue-in-cheek, like the playing possum, as John call it, John Buck. That's a pretty accurate way of putting it.
Yeah.
But it all starts from there. And if honestly there's nothing there that we can pull from as inspiration for the powers, we just kind of try to come up with something that's cool, that it makes sense that a ship of this type could do. Like, if we hadn't done the feigned death thing, the playing possum, we probably would have played with this spiky deflector in some way.
Yeah.
Like you fire it out and it sticks into the enemy. Or,
that'd be cool.
I don't know.
Tim McVeigh says that he named his the USS Giorgio. I appreciate that. That's a good name for it.
Yeah. Also, in case it's not already clear, those of us designing it didn't actually have any idea that we're being ISS Shenzhou.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We all found, so a lot of people were like, "Why aren't there Mirror Universe uniforms right now?" We all found out about the Mirror Universe when you guys did.
Yeah.
We're working on that. It's on our radar.
We are very excited that that showed up.
The way that I will put it is this: we want it in the game because I go to the character artist desk every day and say, "When can I dress like the Emperor?" When can I dress like the Emperor? I want the sword. I
just
want
saw
the cloak.
Yeah, me too. I just saw a question from Mina Dan that I'd like to answer.
Yeah, sure.
The Vulcan trait, Vulcan Hello trait is currently bugged.
Okay.
It does show that it's plus 2,000% shield penetration.
Oh, lordy.
That's bugged in three ways, actually. We just found out today, and it'll be fixed in tomorrow's patch.
Great.
One is that it's actually not giving you any shield penetration.
Oh,
Big
it
fat
just
goose
says it
egg.
is.
It just says it is. 2, that should have said a much smaller number. The scaling is far off. And 3, it should have said 10%.
Yeah.
So everything was wrong.
All right, so 100%
Yeah.
all the way down the board.
The
Just
armor
completely
penetration
wrong.
works. The energy cost reduction works. The shield penetration was DOA. But we got it fixed. It'll be patched tomorrow.
Trying to see. That's the wrong event. That's why I can't see it. I was
Which
trying to see.
Which one is the fidget spinner of? Oh, the thing the Emperor used. The
the death thing? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something we'll probably look
fidget
at putting in
spinner
the
of
game.
death. I love that.
I called it the mini Xena.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Apparently, okay, that's something else to write down. Unlocking the Bajoran Interceptor via Lobi isn't making it an account unlock. That does sound like a bug if that's happening.
I've heard this reported by other players. That's not true.
Okay. You checked it?
We've been unable to repro it in any
Okay.
circumstances locally. So the box says that it's character bound because the box is character bound.
Yeah.
But once you've unpacked the box,
Yeah.
you should be able to claim it from the account-wide store on any character.
Thomas Elkins has an interesting question. He wanted to know if we can make it so we can put TOS hull material on the Discovery ships. We actually have been talking about that. Initially, we didn't have any different materials on these guys because we needed specifically to get permission from CBS to do that. And those conversations, they were busy with stuff, we were busy with stuff, that wasn't happening. The conversations have started now, and I know it's something we really want is to be able to make these Discovery-era ships look like TOS-era ships and the other hull materials that you can get your hands on. So it's definitely a possibility. I won't say it's coming, and it's coming now, but it's definitely a possibility.
Well, just to further dampen some hopes on that just a little bit,
Yeah.
adding more materials to an existing ship is kind of
Takes
a process.
Forever, yeah.
Well,
But we could, we can
I think
work
I already
around that
set it
with
up to
using
do that, but
Yeah,
TOS materials.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we already set it up to do that.
I know, but we can't
Turned
confirm
off.
it because it hasn't gone live yet. But now we have, so.
Thanks,
All right,
Donnie.
thanks, Donnie. Because I haven't gotten the patch notes. for
Don't
tomorrow
worry,
yet,
that
so I don't
won't
know
get
if
you
that actually
fired.
went through. You're not in
My
trouble. You're fine. People are asking when the Discovery stuff and the Anniversary stuff will be available on console. Sooner than you think, but not tomorrow.
Yeah.
We always have a 2 to 4, I would say, maybe even 6 week gap between PC and console due to the certification process,
Yeah.
where stuff gets done, we can test it, and we can put it live, the next day on PC. But in order to get it on console, we have to submit it through a certification process with Microsoft and Sony.
And again, just the fact that we're fixing bugs for
Yeah.
our release today for a patch 2 days later.
Means
That's
you
one
won't
of
get
the
those
reasons.
bugs on Xbox or PC or
Right.
PS4. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any questions that you guys can answer. We were running a very tight schedule, and we were supposed to be having Ian here now to talk about the Discovery. But like you two, he may be completely lost. So
It takes about 4 hours to get here. From
Yeah.
chairs.
Yeah, it does. It literally, the streaming room is now literally on exactly the other side of the
Yeah.
building. There was a day where I think I was dreaming, and I thought that it was directly above, which would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But no, it's up a flight of stairs and on the opposite end. So like this.
Yeah.
And
There's only one room where it could be.
Oh,
further
hey,
away.
there he is. Did you get lost? Oh, you just were hanging out there?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed it when I said, "Where's Ian?" 2 seconds ago. All right, switch out with Donnie.
All right,
We're gonna crowd surf you.
goodbye, guys.
Bye, Donnie.
This is an ordeal. Please welcome to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Richards. All right, we're looking at the wrong ship. So let me switch you out to the
Which one
ship
did
you
you
made. You made the Discovery.
Crossfield class.
Yes, the Crossfield class. Okay, so when you're making the hero ship of a show,
Yeah.
how much pressure is that?
I like to not think about it.
It's a good call. It's a
Yeah.
good call. Okay, we're already getting Epic Beard Ian being thrown out into chat. So yeah, apparently
Thank you.
there was a discussion in Zone Chat the other day about which developer had the best beard,
Oh.
and I was winning. I think now that they've seen
I
you,
don't know,
it's
I
going to
like-
change.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's the mustache, probably.
It's probably
Probably
yeah.
much.
I
It's
try to
got you
keep
beat
mine
on
tight.
length for sure, but I think yours might have
It's
a
far,
better
far
volume.
denser.
That's not, but denseness isn't necessarily the. All right, so I know exactly what I want to look at first on this thing.
That rainbow deflector that Jet
yeah.
gave you?
Oh my, Jet, what are you doing? Why? No on the visuals. Nope, that's upgrading an item. That's fine.
Have you guys heard of re-engineering?
It's a thing. We did a whole stream about it, and you weren't on. All right. Now I think I have
Hi,
to.
Jor-El Quinn.
I had an idea for April Fools that involved Admiral Quinn, and I was very excited about it. But I don't think that one's.
We don't
happening.
do jokes for April Fools.
Never. Let's swing in right here to my favorite part of one of my two favorite parts of the ship, which is that. Oops.
Use the space bar.
I can't. I know. There it is. You guys wanted the Discovery Bridge. There it is. I love that you modeled this into the ship. That is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, the ship is a little bit blocky, as I'm sure everyone noticed. So it gave me a little bit extra budget in the try count to squeeze in some fun things.
But why couldn't you get our actual captain sitting in the seat?
I mean,
What are you slacking?
Yeah, but I'm a slacker. That's why.
Where's
have
the
you seen the inside of the hallways?
Where's the hallway?
There was 4 of them.
Where's the hallways?
The gangways that go
Okay,
between
Between
the
the
hold on,
saucers.
hold on. Because like we discussed previously,
Whoa.
Jet took away my space bar, so I have to fly upwards directly.
What happened to Earth?
Earth is rather white.
Yeah, Earth is super white. It's a bug
Don't
we noticed
worry.
earlier.
That's only
it's
on
probably on
internal builds for
engineering.
now.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about it. But yeah, so the hallways, if you guys didn't notice, are also built into the ship. So all the places where people stop and have long conversations about the mirror universe and things like that, or how being stuck in the mycelial network, or
Or
other
the jogging
spoilers.
scenes.
Jogging.
It was actually the jogging scene.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for reference, trying to get close-up shots of like how does the inside of this actually look,
Yeah.
and that was the best shot for like 3 frames.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not?
Yeah, so I think that's super cool. I'm really excited about that.
But you said you were able to get away with that because the hull itself doesn't have a lot of detail to it?
Correct. Yeah, the main body of the hull is honestly
Pretty
it's a
simple.
triangle. I mean, look
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah,
There's not much to it.
It's pretty nice. Okay, hold on. I'm
So
gonna move us to a different map that doesn't have a giant white burning Earth.
yeah.
Oh god, what happened to Earth?
The Zen Cafe. I have to say Zen Cafe the way Martok does every time now. Listening to J.G. Hertzler do that voiceover was one of the great joys of my life.
Yeah.
I should have had you transwarp out before.
Oh, you should. Well, we can do that.
We'll
later.
do that at the end
Yeah.
when we're done with this ship.
This is. We were talking about this with Donnie earlier, and you guys were using the actual models from the show as reference
Right.
minis, right? But it's really cool because, like he said, and I'm sure like you would say, these are like a tenth of the polys that the show models. But this looks like it is in the show to me.
Well, thank
Maybe
you.
not to you.
Yeah, no, the ones in the that we got actually from CBS were super high detail, and there's no way we can use that in the game. No one's computer is good enough for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love how the blue lights though kind of
Yeah.
there's kind of that screen effect.
well, that's
in
what I
the
was going
show.
for. Yeah, I had a little bit extra time, and I wanted to add something to make it pop. I was watching the show. A lot of the shots are really really dark, and the things you see are a lot of the running lights that are on it.
Yeah.
And those are the things that make a ship pop. It gives you a sense of the silhouette even when it's in shadow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it felt a little necessary. The ship has windows, but they're not always visible from every angle.
Yeah.
So I figured making them pop would do it a lot of good.
Now, did you have to do anything special and weird when you were designing this to make the animation possible of like things
I just
spinning?
had to set it up, which is simple enough.
Yeah.
There's not a lot really to it other than making sure the parts stay separate.
Yeah.
And in turn, that allows players to customize it separately with paint jobs and color choices.
That's cool. Somebody was asking about the console layout. I can show you that real quick. It is 2 engineering, 5 science, and 4 tech.
This is a science ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got a little bit of additional tactical capabilities, but it is still a science primary ship.
Yeah.
That means it comes with secondary deflector and sensor analysis.
Yeah. It's super
Somebody's
cool.
asking how big is the Discovery?
Yeah, they want to see it compared to another
it's
ship.
It's around the size of the Sovereign.
These are the ships over here. I can fly
These
over
are
to.
photon turrets.
Well, are they all photon turrets?
I think so, yeah.
Well, we'll put it park it next to a photon turret. Oops, no, we won't.
It's roughly the size of the Sovereign.
It's fast. That's what happens when
Like-
Jet builds a ship.
Like in length.
To the tip of the-
Yeah, from front to back.
Yeah.
It's
Because the
very
Sovereigns themselves
comparable.
are shorter.
Mhm.
aren't they?
Yeah.
A little under 700 meters in length.
I never actually noticed until we started working on it just how long the back end of it is.
Yeah.
Like, they don't tend to shoot it from that angle. in the
No,
show.
that's another thing with the show. Watching the show, there's a lot of angles and shots and areas and details that you just never see in the show.
Yeah.
Because it only has literally a few minutes of screen time of actually decent footage.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's areas of the ship that I was looking at the studio model of it where they didn't finish it. There's just gaps in the geometry areas that were never filled. So I kind of had to make up some of it.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't help that the model we got is different from some of the shots in the show because it's not the same model in every scene.
Oh,
Like parts of the ship are a little bit different. So
Do you want to give away a part that you made up yourself?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Shouldn't.
Don't want to call out the CBS chip makers.
I like. Is this part of the
They
show model? The
actually
guns on the
is.
deflector?
Well, they're not guns. I don't.
Oh, they're like
They
antenna.
just like
they
antennas.
have like little solar
Oh yeah.
panel-y things
Oh okay.
on them.
Yeah, they're antenna.
So I think they're just. Who knows why there are two? That's not how
Interesting.
satellite dishes work, but.
No, that's
it is what it
twice
is.
as much
Twice
antenna.
as much. Yeah.
Outgoing and incoming.
Yeah. Right.
People ask, is there any chance of a different warp animation on the Discovery? There isn't a different warp animation, but where do we want to go? Farah?
Sure,
Deep
that
Space
sounds
Nine?
great.
Let's go to Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine is awesome.
Watch this.
Then we can actually give them a scale shot next to the...
Bonk.
Thanks for the sound
Now,
effects.
sound effects are very important.
It's gonna add a lot.
Was the
That also, by
Crossfield
the
class
way, is-
named for the test pilot Scott Crossfield? I don't know
Yes.
that. It was?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
good call.
Yeah, nice job, Jim O'Neill.
Yeah. I looked that up. I didn't know that.
Admiral Saval, we don't talk about upcoming content, so I don't know if we'll ever see a Soyuz class, or I wouldn't talk about it if I did. But also, caps lock usually means you don't get many questions answered, so keep that
I
in
thought
mind.
we already did a Soyuz as a variant of the Miranda.
We might have. All right, let's fly this up to Deep Space Nine.
So you can get an idea of the scale variants here.
Yeah.
I mean, RDS-9 might not be entirely screen accurate to every version you see on the screen.
Yeah.
But
Again,
players
different
know
models,
how
different
big that
scenes.
is.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the Crossfield next to DS9. Yes, Neo Gabby, that was my version of artisanal sound. The funny thing was, I wasn't even thinking about it. That's just the noise my mouth naturally makes when I see that animation, apparently.
It's an accurate sound.
Yeah.
That'll also be slightly changed tomorrow, by the way. The version that we just showed you is like 2 seconds longer than what's currently on holodeck.
Right.
We just polished it up a little bit.
Yeah.
For
As I
extra
understand
fancy.
it, Robert, our animator, spent, I think...
Weston's
like
the animator.
Right, but Robert did some of the stuff for that. Or, sorry, the FX artist for this. Sorry, you're right. It spent about 2 weeks or something getting the lightning right, like just getting the masking and the
Right.
lightning to look like it does in the show, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's also a random particle. That's why it took so long to get fixed. So it's different every time you use the ship.
Yeah, and yes, it is incredibly punchy for a science ship. Can you talk a little bit about that design?
Well, that's why
philosophy?
it's called a science vanguard instead of just a regular science vessel. This is a kind of a new subclass of ship. It basically, mechanically, is just a science dreadnought without a hangar. And
Yeah.
there's some thematic elements under the hood. They're going to have a lower hull than a science dreadnought would as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a purposefully punchy science class. And it sacrifices not a lot. The Crossfield doesn't anyway, but if we make
Yeah.
other vanguards, they probably will have a little more of a trade-off.
Yeah.
But the Crossfield is the hero ship
Yeah.
of Discovery, so yes, it's
Gotta
going to be
make it
pretty
close.
good. You know, the other Enterprise ships are pretty darn good for their classes as well.
Yeah. Hey, Samuel from Trek Yards. I'm glad you're enjoying this behind the scenes. You know, we'll if you want to use this for any of your stuff, feel free, because we love Trek Yards.
I just saw somebody in the Twitch chat, I think, mention that the Lightning looks especially awesome on the Black Alert trait.
Oh yeah.
I wish we had a way to show it off, but without combat, we'll get to it a little bit later on.
Yeah, we're gonna jump these ships into combat after we're done talking to the designers. Is there any other special, exciting things on this ship people might not know about that you want to show off?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right.
It's
Well,
the,
it's
the Discovery. It's the Crossfield. Just
It's beautiful.
all the bits you'd expect from a ship like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to squeeze as much as I could in within the budgets
And more.
and
That bridge.
and more, a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the bridge in every single shot you could see the inside of the bridge. And it was never once in any scene actually like covered over by just some bright light.
Right. Is that the console?
That's the console,
Sure,
but
free
because I'm
cam
in
up.
free cam, it'll tell
We'll
me
be
what's
back
way
in
over
a
there.
second.
Hang on, guys! Don't worry about it. Here we come. That looks really cool from here.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. RTK142 wants to know what it's going on for on the exchange. I think the thread I saw this morning was something like 5.4 million or something like that.
No, it's like hundreds of millions.
Is it now?
I would
Okay.
imagine hundreds of millions,
Yeah.
if not billions, right?
I saw
Oh,
somebody,
600 million,
I
someone
saw
said.
somebody bragging that they got one for 200 million, so that's probably way below the current market value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably was somebody who was like, "Oh, I'll just sell it," and just sell it. Yeah. All right. Well, Ian, thank you very much. I see Mo standing outside waiting for us, so I'm going to tag you out and tag him in.
My favorite ship. I mean, nothing against the Crossfield, but have you seen the sarcophagus?
I have seen it, and it's awesome. I'm a little bit jealous.
Super cool.
All right, let me please let you out.
Sweet. Also, I love how this thing looks when it finally loads up. Look at that! It's too big for the character selection screen. Yes. It's so awesome.
Come on, Mo.
Come on in, Mo. Let me switch out the name tag here. So, Mo, we had a debate earlier on how we pronounce your last name, and I think we all messed it up. Is it Tejerina?
Tejerina.
Tejerina. Ah, I was close. Haha. And
It's not a very common last name.
yeah,
It's not too many of us.
scoot a little closer to Jeremy so people can see your beautiful face. There you go. There you go. Now we're all on camera. Well, I'm half on camera, but that's okay.
Nobody cares.
Nobody needs to see my face.
I'm
Just doing a Phantom of the
They
Opera
get to see
thing.
you every week anyway.
It's true. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy.
We're gonna need to go to a different map at some point.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's go.
It still looks great here, but
Let's just
the lighting outside Kronos is so red and
Yeah.
evil.
So are the Klingons.
We were asking earlier. Donnie didn't know the answer, but do you know if the sarcophagus is now the highest polycount ship in our game?
Yes, it is.
Is it by a long shot?
Yes.
what is the actual polycount on this guy?
It's close to 40K.
Wow.
And I think he said the Walker was 22K.
Yeah.
So this is almost double. Wow.
Yes.
Look at that as we swing past it. All right, hold on. Let me get myself.
There is so much geometry to account for all the shapes that you see on the show
Mhm.
that if I took it below 40, I will have sacrificed on the look on the ship.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta.
Because I think that's what one of the things that make this ship is the complexity
Yeah.
of it.
Well, besides just the
This is good lighting here, man.
looks super
No,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
just, besides just the amount of complexity too, just the size of it makes it so
Yeah.
you can't put as many flat
Yeah,
sides in it, right?
Well,
I was trying to figure out the size of the ship until yesterday I decided to look at an image of what it would look like when you put it in top of Manhattan, and it's basically the width of Central Park.
Oh my god.
A little bit bigger than the width of Central
I
Park.
love science fiction ships that are like that, where you're like, why would you build one that it's going to take you a week to walk across the
Yeah.
ship? You're like, God, I
But
hope
that-
there's a head in
Well,
every
you know,
apartment.
That does
The good
explain
thing-
why they're the few scenes they show walking around the interior here that's like completely deserted.
Yeah.
There's
and
probably
the-
10,000 people working there,
But we don't see them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the concept behind this ship is it's basically like the church
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the monument to clean on culture.
Yeah.
And so, like a church, you've got all of these intricate designs. How did you work all of this stuff into the game without, chugging our systems to standstill by flying the ship?
If you actually saw the actual file that I got from CBS, this is nothing compared to that.
Yeah. No, I can imagine.
I cannot put everything
But look at that.
in
Is
here.
this supposed to be the little coffins?
Yeah, there's a layer of coffins on top, which they have a very similar shape to shark eggs.
Oh,
Shark
cool.
eggs.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
it's
I know what you mean.
When I
Little
looked
mermaid
at it,
versions,
yeah.
yeah.
When I
Yeah.
looked at it, I was like, oh my god, these are like shark eggs. Yeah, they're all over the ship, and they're set up in very specific configuration. They almost have like all this like ornamental
Mhm.
look in top of all this ornamental look.
I heard somebody refer to it as a cathedral.
Yeah.
In one of the behind the scenes things.
And it really is. It's a
Definitely sells
cathedral
It is a cathedral.
as a starship, which
Yeah.
is just super cool. So what is all of this like? Is this just like stained glass? Is that the idea
Yeah.
behind it?
Yeah, I think the idea behind it is stained
Stained
glass. I mean,
transparent,
don't
right.
quote me on it. I mean, from what I saw from the files that I got, it basically looks like glass from a cathedral.
What
It's
I love
beautiful.
about this ship, Mo, is like we do a lot of flying zoom ups of ships on this show to show off the details you guys do,
Yeah.
and it's always amazing. But this is the first ship I think I've seen
Yeah.
where like I'm flying this close and it looks just as good as it does
Still
from like
holds up.
10
Yeah.
feet, 20 feet away. It's,
Yeah,
I can't imagine the amount of work you had to
I
put
was
into it.
really overwhelmed the first week I started working on this thing
Yeah.
because I knew how much
So we
time
did
I
end up
had.
having to take extra time just to get
Yeah.
it working. Yeah, but it's
Um,
worth it.
A lot of the actual material is basically bakes from the actual materials that I got from not from the material, from the actual geometry that I I got from the 3D files.
Wow.
Because they basically had an external file that it was just like an overlay geo that went over everything else.
That's super cool.
It was awesome seeing the 3D files.
Yeah.
From CBS.
Well, because like the ship, I like this ship so much more now. It's like no offense to Discovery, but when you see it in Discovery, you always see it for like half a second, and then it's like it's firing phasers and we're like warping out or decloaking. You don't really get a chance to look at the beautiful design.
People
of this
have
thing.
no clue how much detail it's on the actual file on the actual CBS show.
Yeah,
it's mind blowing, and it was the first time I saw.
Like out of necessity, we have to strip those things down a bit, and
Yeah.
it's still
I went through 3 different iterations of reducing poly count on the from the original file that I built.
yeah.
man.
Oh, somebody wanted to see the new cloaking animation. Yes, we can.
Oh, that is gorgeous! Yeah, you gotta see this.
Oh, that's not the new cloaking animation.
That did not do what
That's-
we expected.
nope.
Oh, that's
That's
the
the-
subspace module.
Oh, that's why. My bad.
Yeah, that's not the.
Why has that got a
What
cloak?
is it?
Oh, come on, people.
It's probably because it's on engineering.
I know. It's because I need to fix it.
Oh, okay. The Cloak of Takuvma. Here we go. Ready? And boop.
So cool.
So cool.
That came out really cool. The effects guys did an amazing job on the ship.
I love how close they got all this stuff to what it actually looks like in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding seeing everybody putting their work in the ship and then seeing the completed.
And seeing how much
It looks
players have-
amazing.
really-
I'm so happy about it.
Cthulhu sums up all of our feelings, I think, with the comment.
Yeah, it's like
Let's
it's
just
like
imagine
peanut butter.
this coming out of Cloak above your planet. Hold on, let me get a correct perspective on that.
of it looming over us.
Yeah, it's just the screenshot that Europe put together for my fiction blog describing how this thing appeared was really good for that. But hold on.
Yeah, you play from here, you're gonna get a really nice view.
Yeah. So, boop. Womp. Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that should be terrifying. Yes.
Hey, look, guys! I'm just going for a stroll. Oh, well, what's that up in the sky?
And it just keeps going.
No, it's so.
Unless you are in the actual, Discovery
Yeah.
Star Trek fleet
Yeah.
ship,
Yeah.
and then you can just like jump around it
And find it.
and find it.
Neo Gabby is throwing her money at the screen. World of None says, I love seeing how excited you guys are. You obviously take a lot of pride in your work. Thank you, and yes, we do, because we
Yes,
have one of the
thank you.
coolest jobs in the world. Like, this dude gets to design this for a living. That's
And-
what you do. That's
I mean,
so
yeah.
cool.
Part of why I'm so excited, I'm okay to say this now, to admit it, is
Yeah.
I was freaked that we wouldn't be able to do justice to this shit.
Yeah.
Me too.
And to see it. Thank you.
I'm like, what am I getting
We're not
myself involved into?
To see it actually happen between this and the spore drive effects,
Yeah.
the cloak.
Yeah.
Everything looks,
Yeah.
especially for our, like, our game just hit 8 years old.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it looks this good. That's incredible. You guys do incredible work.
Well, something that I think I have to say is our engineering team at Star Trek is amazing, because the new lighting system that we have
Mm-hmm.
is just making things look so good. Because otherwise, you could not get a lot of like this effect on materials, on
Yeah.
like how the glass looks and how the materials glimmer, and
Well, Lighting 2.0 also gave us some
Light-
material
yes.
options, right?
oh yes,
Yeah.
a ton.
And reflections and all that stuff.
Somebody said it kind of looks a little fork shaped from this angle. It does also
It is,
look.
yeah.
It's very similar in shape to it's like a
It almost-
deconstructed D7.
It's almost like a Klingon ship of some sort.
right. Shocking. A lot of that
Although
was
if you guys
the
have seen
first
some of
thing.
the other Klingon ships. This is the
doesn't-
most Klingon ship.
In fact, we can show you the Klingon Raiders if you haven't seen those. That's pretty.
Oh
fun.
yeah. Get a close up on those since we're here.
I immediately put these on my
If you could find it.
Oh god, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, it's
so
very, very
tiny
tiny.
compared
I
to-
work on those
Oh,
guys
there's one.
too.
There's
yeah,
one,
they're
yeah.
very, very tiny. yes.
But I could immediately put these guys on my my Jem'Hadar Dreadnought, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love them.
So these
They're-
are Mokai Raiders. Are the ones
I didn't
that,
have too much time to work on these guys, but overall, I
I didn't
got
have too
the-
much time to make this incredibly
shape.
beautiful thing that looks wonderful. Man,
I love it.
it's so cool. And I love the design you did for these, where they're basically suicide ships. Like they're designed to explode.
No, they
and
just
explode
accept their
spectacularly.
death with honor.
Right, because they're Klingons.
Yeah.
When you
Very
look at
Klingon.
them, when you look at them from the side, they have like a very like almost rapture baby.
Yeah, that
to
back
it.
part almost looks like a
Because you
full
have like the
leg.
legs in the
Yeah.
back, like crow in the back,
Yeah,
like that.
it looks like a velociraptor with peacock feathers.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good analogy.
Yeah. Fel Vatamy, the city ship that we just recently saw in Discovery, I'm going to go ahead and say, although never say never, I suppose, but I'm going to go ahead and say that's never going to be a playable ship. We did have a discussion about what we might like to do with it, since we all had the exact same thought you guys did, which is, whoa, that thing looks cool!
You're talking about the mirrored
flagship,
with
yeah.
the sun
The
inside
sun
of
in the
it.
middle of it, yeah.
So
Starkiller base, but
I
Star
think
Trek.
if I heard correctly, it's as long as like it's just over half the length of the Voth fortress that you fly
God.
inside.
Yeah.
It's like a planet.
Just to put that in perspective for our game here.
Yeah.
Like,
So a lot of people are saying it reminds them of ships from the show Lex. I never saw that show, so I don't know about that. But
that was a really cool show. Yeah.
So another awesome thing about the sarcophagus that I don't know if anybody on the stream has had time to look at, but so
let's
we
go back to it.
made the Discovery vanity shields that you can get in the weapon packs, and for Klingons, you get the sarcophagus material that you can put on
Ooh.
other ships.
Yeah, those look really
Ooh.
nice.
So I don't know if you can. Do you have the ability to switch to
To another ship? Yeah,
I don't even know if you will.
I don't actually don't know if she
this last
gave
one?
me. No, this is the Zenkathi one.
Okay.
So I don't know if she gave me that shield. Let's just sort real quick.
Something that we kind of like.
Shield.
yeah.
It's just a vanity shield, right?
Is this one on the end? That looks new. This here.
This one?
Prevailing. No.
Prevailing? No.
Well, if anybody out there is playing Klingons,
Yeah.
you got to check that out.
Jet, if you're watching
gotta
this,
check
can you
that
just send me the logical name for that? I'll show it off on the stream when we go
Yeah.
to another ship. But yeah, people are saying a mirror breach event around the ISS Charon. That is definitely something we were talking about the other day. But talking about in a like,
Wouldn't
we'll
this be
work on this.
cool?
Wouldn't this be cool? Yeah,
Yeah.
like not anything that we've
Because
actually
again,
planned
we
on.
only learned about all this stuff when
When
you
we were
guys
watching
did.
it,
If you were
yeah.
watching it live,
There was a secret meeting that some people,
But they were-
Thomas Cough had with CBS, but that was
Kosa,
only like
yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago. So
Right.
we want to put all that stuff in the game, especially the Mirror Universe uniforms, especially the Emperor's outfit. I want the Emperor's outfit. I will not rest until I have it.
somebody said it's the one that looks like the Zenkathi shield, so it's got the same icon probably.
That's a
So
Zenkathi
that's a-
Vanity Shield. Okay, Terran Task Force, Temporal Defense,
another one
Romulan. There's no other Vanity Shields on here that I could see. Yeah, I think she just didn't give it to us. She probably didn't think about it. She gave us every other shield but the one.
Well, she was making to show off the
Right,
ships, not-
exactly.
Plus, it doesn't actually work on this ship because it is
Yeah.
this material.
Right. Well, I was going to pull up a different ship
Yeah.
on this character.
We'll try to show you at the end of the stream or something.
Reminds me, while we're doing that, actually, I can pull up a different ship on this character because it's on all characters, and I did want to show it off a little bit. Although I know, Mo, you didn't work on this one in particular. But to talk amongst yourselves for a second, guys, while I look up an email that I sent myself.
So how about them ships?
How about that local sports team?
Well, no, I can talk a little bit about, I guess, the tree
Yeah,
and the console.
yeah. Oh, and talk a
Console
little bit about Honored Dead because I know that's kind of kicking up a storm right
Kind
now.
of a hot topic.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is
Which,
this-
by the way,
Is this can completely see through?
I don't know. Let's find out. Hold on.
Are our faces on?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they can see through.
That's,
Oh yeah, dude, check this
Are
out.
we on outer space?
Whoa!
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
We're engineering. Okay, back to the game.
Okay, so the console on this thing is... Oops, sorry,
Sorry.
I just stabbed you. The console on this thing is the multi-target tractor arrays. I love this. It's based on the tech that they showed in the first or second episode where they're sucking up all the bodies to put them on the ship. So this thing it can send out, I think it's like 18 different tractor beams at once.
That's crazy. I
if you
didn't know
have
that
it-
we were gonna pull that off.
Yep.
Yeah,
And if you have fewer than that many targets, it'll start just stacking them on the same target, and each time it stacks, it just does more and more and more damage as it tries to
oh man,
tear
I
their
hope the
hulls
node is
apart.
in the right place for that.
Well, isn't that your job?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think I put nodes anywhere around there.
I think the effects artist hooked them up to the beam arrays.
Oh,
So they
okay.
come out of different parts of the ship.
The beam array's more like in the actual head of the.
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
ship.
there's some along the outsides too.
That's super cool.
Yep.
Is there an 8th anniversary accolade? I know there's some accolades in the new mission. I don't know if there's an accolade for the anniversary events.
If there is, it would probably be given by the Q daily mission. So,
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
Yeah.
I'll check out.
A lot of people are saying, asking about the Discovery Bridges. I'll let you guys know what happened there, which is that our team was working their butts off. A, to add all this lovely Discovery content to the game, the anniversary content, but B, for certain things that we may have teased at STLV last year that might be coming, it's taking up a lot of people's time that we're not talking about yet. And I think, as we've described before, making a bridge, it takes the same amount of time as making a planet for an episode or making a space map for an episode.
Work.
And so we...
Which means usually the only time we can do it is if we're going to use it,
For a
feature
mission.
it in an episode.
Right, exactly. And so when
they will look
we do
amazing.
when we do our second drop of Discovery content, if we do our second drop of Discovery content, obviously we don't know if that's happening yet. We might do the bridges. It's something we all want to do, but there has to be a reason for it, and it has to make sense time-wise.
God, I'd love to get the bridge for this thing.
Oh God, it's so pretty.
Actually, if you look on the front of the ship,
Can you see
Can you
inside
see the
of it?
bridge
I try to fake it a little bit.
down here?
Oh, is it
Yeah,
that
just
little-
like just
oh.
a circle. I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you look at it, because it's supposed to be like like all this kind of like fake.
Oh yeah, but you can see in there a little bit.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
And if you know what the bridge looks from the inside, you could completely relate to this shape right
God,
here.
it's almost like you're good at your job or
Right?
something.
Duncan Idaho says that he worked up a Discovery interior in the Foundry. So tell people in chat what Foundry map that is, and they can go check that out.
Yeah.
That sounds
Or
cool.
maybe we can go check it out.
Yes,
Any
I'd
chance we
love
see
to
a
see
Torchbearer
that.
Klingon EV suit? God, I hope so. I think that thing is cool as hell.
Well, now that
It's
we have the
really,
material
really
for this,
cool,
we can just
yes.
slap it on any old EV.
Just so that it's fun.
It's
It
as
does.
easy as that.
That's how that
It's
works.
Very, very easy.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna show off one more ship before Ryan gets here and we do the episode, which is
Yes, the free
a
anniversary
ship you may not have seen yet. So let's see. What do we name it? We'll name it
Malines?
Cool as Junk. No, it's not junk. Cool as stuff.
Cool ass tough.
Yep. Well, yes, okay. That's what I named it. Let's see, and then we'll just pay no attention to the dev powers Mike is showing
There's
off
nothing
right
to
now.
see there.
Nothing to see here. We can't do this. All right. Much smaller than the sarcophagus, obviously. This is Thomas's ship.
Yeah, this is a
Uh,
really cool
just
A
ship.
little
Just a
smaller.
little smaller. This is Thomas's ship, which is based off of an actual canon ship we saw during Deep Space Nine. I love the way this guy looks. It is so cool.
This is a ship that also showed up at many different scales during the show.
Yes.
At one point, it was like a 3-seat fighter, but the official canon reference for it is this size.
Yeah.
And it mentions it being at that time like a military drop ship.
Yeah.
It's supposed to carry.
And it
like
has that
100
look. It has a really cool look. Even has
Yeah.
there's battle damage on the surface of the ship.
Yeah, like it's old. It's seen a few.
Yeah, there's like a little cracks in it.
Francesco DiBiase says that we're all into Trek Star and not Star Trek. I don't know what that means, but it's an interesting enough comment that I had to pass it on.
Upside down?
Trek
Upside down
Star.
word?
Trek Star. Trek Star is the bootleg DVDs you can find at conventions sometimes. it's the Seth MacFarlane fan films. RTK 142. This does look a little bit like a Stargazer Goa'uld design, which is why I love it so. And I am currently putting all of my attention towards unlocking it on my main character.
It's completely canon, though, guys.
Super
Yes,
canon.
it is.
This is not our design. This is
Thomas-
100% from an actual. Ooh,
Thomas,
look
look
at
at
that.
all the reference.
wear-
That's
hair.
weathered
So
as heck.
cool.
That's
He looked
super
really
awesome.
cool.
Oh man, see, like my Klingon character is kind of a pirate, and so this is
Yeah.
such a good ship for him.
When it goes with the lore, what we said is that these ships have been they were in service for a long time as defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Oh.
Look at
It's-
those
it's
thrusters.
refit by the Alliance
Yeah.
to be warp capable.
So they were originally atmosphere defense ships, and then
Mhm.
people they were modifiable enough. People added modern shields and phasers and,
And warp
engines
cores, so
and
you
warp
can
cores.
actually go
Take it
above
for a
light
spin.
speed.
I will take it for a spin. Oh wait, I will. Hold on.
If you
I
can.
can't mouse wheel into it. That's odd. Oh, because we're still in briefing. Hold on. What's the problem? Well, I need help. Well, help.
Oh, frozen by content.
Yeah.
I got it.
Let's get rid of that.
Get rid of it.
I still can't seem to move.
It's
All
probably
right, let's move to a
not
different
because
map.
the ship is broken.
No, it's most likely. I actually don't know. I only know the name for a map that I shouldn't go to for Sol, where I can fly around. What's that?
DLT Argala. Maybe. The
Oh,
server
I know what
farm's
I know what I did.
Oh, I see.
I turned it to 0 so we could look at the ship.
That's right. And now everything's going to catch
now-
up, and
Oh,
now
you
we're
stopped
going
it.
Now we're gonna warp out. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. That wasn't a break. Broken. That was my bad.
broke it.
Mighty Master 000. I have been informed by certain people sitting to my left that they're looking at Honored Dead. They're not entirely sure whether it needs changes right now, but they're taking a deeper look because
So
you
that
guys have
was the
provided so
last
much
thing that
feedback.
I told you.
Yes.
And it's been hours since then.
Oh, has
I did
many
look
things
at it.
changed?
Not many things. But there was an error that we found with it, which is that the damage that it was tracking was, let's see, make sure I get this right.
Okay, no, hold on. This thing might not have anything equipped.
It was
Okay,
tracking pre-resist incoming damage to figure out when to stack, and it should have been doing post-resist incoming damage. In other words, it should only start giving you a stack every time you actually take 10,000 points of damage, not have resisted 10,000 points of damage. So that we got fixed, but also we did decide after some looking over the numbers and that was cool.
Yeah.
And getting some feedback from players and everything that we did reduce the effectiveness of each stack as well. And those changes should go out tomorrow.
Cool.
It's still quite a powerful skill. Yeah, you just have to take a beating to get those benefits.
Yeah. By the way, that skill is the first idea ever in game that was suggested by a certain Ambassador Cal. That was mine.
Was it? Was that
Yep,
yours?
that was during our meeting. That was the first time anybody just
I
said,
just
"Oh, that's a
say-
good idea. Let's put it in." That's mine.
Good job.
And it's too powerful, and everyone hates it. Oh, wow, this thing turns on a freaking dime.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
light,
Jeez,
it's a light
look
escort.
at that.
It's a very
After
high-
flying the sarcophagus for even a few minutes.
Yeah, can't compare it.
The
Yeah.
sarcophagus is the slowest turning ship ever in Star Trek. The previous record holder, I believe, might have been the Vokuv at like
Yeah.
5 or
Jerry,
4.5
maybe?
turn
This one's
rate.
like
This one's 4.
4, straight up 4.
Yep, straight up 4 turn rate.
Yeah. Q Collins says nobody takes a beating like Cal. You are correct. That is what I do.
And because
No,
he
it was the
switched
idea.
into
I
the
think
ship
the
using
orig-
dev commands, he's got no bridge officers.
Yeah,
no
nothing's
powers,
nothing's set up. I think the original idea that I mentioned was like, you know, it inspires your crew somehow because your coffins are getting exploded, which is basically what you went with.
Yeah, I think the fiction is that as your crew dies, you attach them to the outside of your ship.
Yeah, and then you get more stuff. More power.
Go Klingons, go!
Let's see. Jimmy Romero, see previous answer on bridges. We want to do them, but they take as much time as a level, and levels are played by more people, so it's more effective use of our time to do the levels. Let's see.
On the subject of bridges, just so folks know, this one uses just a neutral bridge.
Yeah. Can you use other bridges on it? Or is it just the neutral
No,
bridge?
because it's the same exact puppet ship for every faction. We couldn't enable interiors.
Gotcha. I'm going to take this guy to the ship Taylor. And we
Well,
can
that was a
play
quick
around with some-
transwarp out.
Oh, because this is what happens on
Transwarp?
Klingon ships. I don't know if you knew about this. You transwarp twice.
Added to the notes.
That's an old bug. It's been there as
All
long as I've been
transwarps?
here. So far, every ship I've seen has that, yeah.
Okay.
Duncan Idaho says, yes, by the end of a battle, everyone will be left on coffin duty. Basically, you get shot, the one person that's left throws the guy on the ground and goes, ah, and then throws him out the ship. and then he's flying the ship on his own. Can I just go to...
Shipyard?
Wow, this thing has a nice turn rate. It's got the consoles on it. This character Jet built to have all the turn rate things, so the sarcophagus can turn.
sarcophagus, yeah.
So it's probably
Jesus.
pumped up a bit, but
How big is this sarcophagus compared to things like the universe? I think it's as long as the universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or longer? The NJ?
it's not as big as the Romulan universe class. I don't think,
No.
because that thing is just insane.
But it's so pancakey. Like, it's not actually very massive. It's just wide.
Yeah.
Lots
just-
of people
it's
are going,
just
"Oh my
wide,
god, we didn't know they didn't know about that bug." I'm sorry. That was one that I assumed was on a list somewhere. I should have told you about it literally a
technically-
year ago.
Technically, it's an animation thing, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't be something I need to know about.
Yeah.
But now that I do know about it, it's on my list.
Which
Means Weston's on my list. What are we doing on Kronos again?
We're looking at the Taylor for both the sarcophagus
Oh,
and the
okay.
Bajoran ship. Mostly the Bajoran ship. I don't think the sarcophagus has a lot of Taylor options right now.
I don't think so. The Bajoran ship has 2 different materials it comes with, though.
There
Yeah,
was
because there were
an-
2 different materials in canon, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there was an issue with the sarcophagus where anybody could just put any shield overlay, and it was looking bad. So Thomas made a fix for that, and it should go out tomorrow.
Oh,
but
so
there is
how-
some options that you can
You're saying
have
how
on there.
how vanity shields look on the sarcophagus will change tomorrow and look better.
Yes, yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. Oh wow.
Oh, there
All
are
right.
patterns.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Neat.
Well,
And
now
they're
it looks
for
like a
each way.
Christmas ship.
Yes,
Good
because
job.
I picked the two brightest colors I could think of.
Very
It's beginning
Christmassy
to look
looking.
a
They're
lot
not like
Like
Christmas.
Christmas.
Everywhere you bomb.
I guess it's Life Festival, actually.
Yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Q's Winter Wonderland. So there you go, guys. That's the Bajoran Interceptor and the sarcophagus. Thank you very much for joining us, both of you guys. We are now going to switch over to a different piece of content as Jeremy takes his notebook and walks
It's got
away.
words on it.
But first, I wanted to spend a little bit of time, because we haven't done it yet this week, looking at fan art. You guys can hang around for fan art if you want.
Can you
Ryan has
take
to
my
cream
face
it
off?
too.
I like to
Well,
see. Yeah, it's always cool to see what other
All right,
guys are doing.
all right. Fan art
All right.
coming up. Lots of fan art. Ryan, if he wants to try and squeeze in, you can too. Ryan Levitt's here, everybody. He'll have puns for us eventually.
There he is.
There he is. He's coming in sideways.
Sideways.
All right, first is from David Lowry, who sent us this really cool shot of, I've been told this is not a Galaxy class.
It's the Dreadnought.
Galaxy
Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought, which looks super cool. I think it's coming out of the Time Portal, maybe?
That's the captain's table.
Coming out of the Captain's
Portal,
Table
yeah.
portal. Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. And then we've got people in chat are saying hi, Ryan. This is a console screenshot from James Hoskin, which is why the UI is still on there. But he titled it "STO is colorful," and the Badlands are definitely very colorful. Then our good friend Mark Poolman sent us the next three screenshots of the crossfield, four screenshots of the crossfield and the Shenzhou. So there's the one of the crossfield, Walker class that it is. There's the other crossfield. That's super cool looking.
This is very cool.
And then here's the Walker heading off into the sunset. These guys take such good screenshots. And then another Walker in dock. And finally, superstar screenshot artist Morishita sent us these three. This is one that's so cool of the Enterprise F flying away from an awesome looking explosion.
It's looking right at you.
And we got some Tholians doing their Tholian raves. And finally, I think that is the Walker class with some really cool materials on it, flying through an awesome asteroid field. I love what she does with the depth of field on our game. It's super cool.
Yeah, that brings it to our next
Yeah,
level.
and I realize now that somehow I didn't add Duncan Idaho's latest thing to this, which is just a failure on my part. So let's bring that up right now. Yep, this is What's Beneath the Fur of a Tribble. We hope it's something adorable. We fear it looks like this, but there's actually nothing under the fur of a tribble. It's just fur all the way down. Yeah. Right.
That should be
Well,
a t-shirt.
It should. That really should. You should make that into a shirt, Duncan. Sell it on T-Fury. Make your fortune. Yeah. People are telling me that there's an Akira class that I thought was the F, maybe. But yes, the Enterprise F did just get a refit, which you might see in certain things we're going to play now. So, Mo, thank you
All right.
for joining us. Glad
Thank
to
you.
have you,
Thank
man.
you for your time.
Let's see if you can get around behind me.
Yes.
We'll pull this in, and I will switch us out.
So those, once you kind of look at those deflector dishes and realize they look like eyes staring back at you, you can never unsee that.
That's probably true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Levitt, content designer.
With my nice Star
extraordinaire.
Trek shirt.
With your shirt that has some green on it, apparently, because you're fading in and out there, bro. Let me see if I can fix
I'm
that.
just sparkling.
Wait,
My
no,
shirt might be a vampire.
Let's see if I do.
My hair is kind of sparkly too.
Okay, I can fix your shirt a little bit. That's about as much as I can do. Oh, but that makes the background look terrible, so I'm not going to do it.
It's okay.
You're just going to have a half teleporting shirt like Jesse the other night.
That's fine.
So, Ryan.
I mean, my hair is kind of teleporty too.
You developed the episode we're about to play.
Yeah.
Which is, God, what's it called? Scylla and Charybdis?
Yep.
Good, I pronounced it right, thank God.
Might be Sheila, but that's okay.
That's okay. We're going to switch characters to one that I know has all kinds of cool gear and stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play this on the crossfield, because that'll be fun. And I know Jet built out these ships to be just ridiculous. So, before we dive too deep into playing the episode with, commentary, which of course will lead to...
Did you make that specifically
for this? That is the first time we've used it, although I doubt it'll be the last. What was the kind of original idea behind what Scylla and Charybdis is? What was the first, meetings about it about?
I mean, so the first initial kind of vision for Scylla and Charybdis was a large whirlpool and a large rock in the Mediterranean Sea that Odysseus had
Going to take your glasses away. And I know you need them.
I only sort of need them. So the whole idea was this was supposed to be the end of the Zenkethi Crusade arc and leading into upcoming things.
Okay, you know what? While we're talking, I'm going to switch out to live and just play this on live because I think it's that way we know it's the actual version of the episode and not whatever's left on engineering.
Right. And I don't want to go too far into upcoming content because we don't talk about upcoming content.
Yeah,
but I think at this point it's safe to say, assuming you've played the mission, and if you haven't played the mission but you're watching this, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, just go play the mission and then come back and watch this on a VOD or something.
Yeah,
but,
we're going to have this on YouTube, tomorrow. So
yeah. So really, if you have not played Scylla and Charybdis,
again,
stop watching this video and just go play.
Yeah, and you don't want this spoiled. One of my moderators, because of his job, which is moderating the forum, had this spoiled and was so sad because he really wanted to experience that during the episode.
Aww.
So if you're going to watch, this and you haven't played the episode, again, please don't. We love you and we'd like to have you back. Oh
yeah.
God, patching is not going quickly on live.
Uh-oh.
Well, Ryan, tell us a joke.
Well, I can keep talking about it was kind of...
Yeah. Go for it.
So for those of you who have played it, as you see, we have this whole thing has been a lead up to the Herc.
Mm-hmm.
Right from the...
Well, that was... Yeah, okay, so the spoilers have started now. I'm sorry if you hadn't left. The spoilers are starting now.
I mean, I told them to go stop.
You did.
So,
we did it several times.
So, at this point, we are now officially talking about upcoming content.
About content that's already live,
well,
that you might not have played yet.
Yes, well...
Yeah.
Well, we're also sort of talking about upcoming content.
Well, we're...
In a way.
We're talking about the setup for upcoming content that we built into this episode.
Correct. So, yeah, like right from the beginning, we knew that the whole Zenkethi Crusade was to bring in... You want to just leave spoiler on the screen?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Just make it a little smaller so it's not covering your entire face.
It's okay. You can cover my shirt so that way it's not
people aren't complaining about Stormtroopers on our stream.
So... I've forgotten where I was. Oh yeah, so the whole right from the beginning, we were planning the whole Zenkethi Crusade to be leading towards the reveal of the Herc.
Right. I remember that was because the Zenkethi were the first thing that we were doing that was like one of the first blogs I put up was designing the Zenkethi, and so I remember those conversations in the hallways like, hey, this is cool, but it's set up for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were really excited about doing the Zenkethi. But they were definitely a means to the end to bringing in the Herc.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we knew that was going to be our big thing coming up. And so getting the mission, getting like this episode as a pre-pitch, like we already knew the Herc are the big reveal.
Right.
And so
they come completely out of nowhere unless a certain community manager posts your blog before the episode instead of after, like you want.
But it's okay because most people still didn't know those were Herc until the episode clicked it, and they're like, "Oh my god!" So with that, we then so we had Melting Pot, and we had we had a whole bunch of stuff, and then we had Melting Pot, and the pre-pitch for it was we're revealing the Herc. We are, we have gotten the connection from Melting Pot, so Nethpar is there. Bajor is going to be the next planet to be targeted by the Zenkethi Crusade.
Right. Are there any crystals on Bajor?
So far, none have been found.
Okay.
And the ending, like the debriefing for each of the factions brings up. Wait a second, why were they here? Yeah. We haven't seen anything. Beyond that, that's all we know. Yeah. So I will not be saying one way or the other of whether crystals may or may not be on Bajor.
Yeah. Q Cullen says they're really curious to see what the Herc look like as a species. Dude, I've seen it, and it is real good.
Yeah.
There was a company meeting we had, or team meeting or something, the other day where they showed off a screenshot of one of the Herc, still in progress, really, and literally everyone in the room was like, "Oh,
Yeah. No,
no."
they are pretty terrifying. They're awesome. So.
Sorry, wait 1 second. Duncan, Idaho. I love that you're putting a Zenkethi character in your next mission. He says thanks to Zero for that, which, by the way, we summoned Zero by posting that comment. But if you don't have optional... You said you have optional dialogue, which is great. If you don't have optional romantic dialogue for Zero and I to accidentally stumble into live on stream, why are you even making a Foundry mission? Did you hear that story?
I think so.
Yeah.
That was not awkward at all.
Never awkward. We definitely weren't staring straight ahead the whole time we were reading.
My name is...
Didn't we have
Answer,
romantic
Vito.
dialogue at one point?
What?
Didn't we have romantic dialogue at one
I
point?
think so. Yeah, I think we did because we were doing a dramatic reading. Everyone says "Cool hat, Maria." Admiral Savol. I did really like the Dominion's entrance when she came in like that. Oh, you meant in the episode. We don't have a name tag for Maria because we didn't know she was joining us.
No,
but
Never
no
planned
one
for Zero.
expects Maria.
no one expects a pink hat Maria.
No one expects the Zero Inquisition.
No.
So we're patching because I thought we were playing on engineering today, but I realized we should play Scylla on live, so that's why we're just sitting here chatting about the episode. But
Hi!
hey, you look super in focus. Maybe the webcam should be this far away from our faces. Let's see. Since now spoilers, Anthony Bird, was Odo voiced by Renee? Yes, that was actually a clip from Deep Space Nine, which is why it sounded so different.
Yeah.
We have rights in our contract, I guess, now to use audio clips from the series.
We
in certain
actually always
situations.
have, but we don't like to because we'd rather get the actor and also the audio quality.
There are a few people I don't think we can get from the show, but very few.
Yeah. So, I mean, the answer to that question, then the follow-up question would be, is Renee coming into the studio to record Odo content?
Do you have a we don't talk about upcoming content?
But I mean, obviously, we wouldn't have teased that if we weren't trying to do something. We'll see. Yeah, spoilers. Okay, here we go. Time to play the mission. We're patched, everybody. Yay!
So while we're getting to the mission,
which, by the way, because this is a featured episode, we will be able to play it and to be playing the Adventures of Ham Sandwich at the same time because you have to be level 10 and above.
But yeah, so
Oh my gosh, I ran all over the building.
Dude, this is literally, I mean,
this is
Jeremy's
the farthest
complaining about
possible
it,
point.
this is the farthest possible point from my desk. There's nowhere further you can go.
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
The next
Outside?
One room over.
Yeah, I know, and that was originally going to be the room, and then they moved it. Of course, I had to carry all of this up here like 2 hours ago.
Well, you used the elevator, right?
There's an elevator?
Our
God.
animator, in fact, was working on an animation yesterday that looked to me like playing a violin, and he said, I should do that. I said, make it the tiniest
This world's
violin.
small. We already have slow clap, which I am so happy about.
Actually, true story, that's how our CEO starts our company all hands.
It is.
He's discovered that the best way to get everybody to shut up
talking.
and pay attention is to start a clap. And it works. And I actually was explaining it to people, and I started the clap, and other people who didn't hear that I was explaining it joined in.
Yeah.
So next company meeting, we need to actually have the slow clap on the screen behind.
We just fire it up
the CEO
without telling him.
Yeah.
I made a GIF of it already, so that's easy to do. So just so you guys know, I did receive some fan art this week from Duncan, Idaho, of our community creation, Ham Sandwich, stuffed into Lita's Dabo outfit. It was an interesting experience in my life. All right, let's play this mission, huh?
Why Curland here, and this is Curland. You know, Cthulhu, you're always asking the tough questions.
You know what I say about that? Oh wait, it's muted. You know what I say about that? Curland here. You guys can't hear it, but it's the Curland here sound effect.
We're both sitting here like, what does he say about that? And we're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
You'll never know. It'll be a mystery for all.
But yeah, so...
Yeah, I actually asked, because Jeremy was coming on this, and because of that mission, I actually asked the audio team to send me that sound file.
Nice.
Oh, I have the one of me being the board princess.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Borg
I saw,
princess.
Yeah, she's not the queen.
You're not the Borg on...
Infected.
No, I know you are there. There was one that I thought might have been you, but I wasn't sure.
If you're thinking of The Cure, Denatra, that is not me.
No, it was actually a story mission. It might have been the Temporal Accords one that I just played. There was a Borg in there that sounded like it might have been you, but I guess not.
It could have been reused.
Yeah.
If it's a pink-haired Borg, it's probably
Admiral Saval. That is definitely an engineering green screen. But we finally have a green screen! Yay! I wish we had a set like that.
He's lying. We have this is set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
See, I can totally just reach here, and I'm not touching.
Don't touch the warp core.
I'm not touching anything because
We'll have to eject it.
there's no wall. It's just set.
So here's something that I forgot: early level characters traveling across system space. We're gonna be here for a while.
That's fine. I still have stories to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we'll tell the story about how I promised Ryan to take him to the airport.
All right, it's been requested. Sorry, continue.
And on 2 separate occasions, I managed to be seconds away from booking a flight on the same days.
By the way, you stole me calligraphy.
I know, I do.
Yeah.
I don't think I gave one to Phantom either.
Anyway,
just ignores you now.
I'm sorry. I don't answer to not my name.
Yeah.
It's your name now. Just kidding.
You don't control me.
Yes, Manus.
Where's my darn Ambassador Kel notifications? Here we go.
But yeah, so going into the episode, like I knew that we were trying to do the reveal. Oh my god. Never mind.
I'll just keep doing this. You guys continue with what you're doing.
I'm gonna look away from the screen for a while.
It says, please check your phone PMs from Jeremy.
Oh,
I have one that says Curlin's not here.
Okay,
Stop
hold on.
calling me. Maria, I don't think of you that way.
Jeremy, I'm on live now, so that's not an issue. But thank you for letting me know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still had access level on. Why can't I view this image so I can save it as an actual image? Mm-hmm. Show me your secrets, Twitter. You're the Twitter person.
Right click.
I did.
Yeah, no, Twitter is not.
Copy link to open a new thing.
There isn't.
Go back
to the previous one, and then right-click the picture.
Go to his page to view this thing. Now, click on that. Now, can you right-click?
I can save as, but it was an HTML page. Yeah, it still is.
No, right-click on the... So, click back again.
Okay.
Now right-click on the picture.
Does it take? Oh, God, he's running into a planet.
Okay, here we go. Yep, I'm running into a planet, but we're still going, so
we do not need a team for this. Thank you.
So,
all right, let's put this stuff on the stream.
Scylla and Charybdis.
Oh, you guys should be watching us fly across Sister Space too.
Excuse me, Skyla.
Skyla
and Charybdis.
I love too that we had a typo in the blog that I didn't know because I don't speak Greek. There she is in the Dabo outfit, everyone. Bask in the mat. Although I think he made her slightly more pregnant than my actual character is. But anyway.
She's in the green screen now.
Yeah. I love that there was.
That'd be great. Just put her in the green screen so she's just watching over whoever is here.
Yeah. My beautiful, perfect proofreading that's never wrong didn't catch that Charybdis was spelled wrong in the announcement blog because
neither
it's Greek.
Neither did I. Neither did Paul.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Apparently that's actually not. It's just that when you put someone in the Dabo outfit, they seem to gain weight.
Yes.
Well, it's because there's no stripes.
It has to do. No, it's all about maps.
Yeah.
Normal spec.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, "Oh God, spoilers" on the Facebook chat. No. This is the spoilers. Yes, spoilers, 100%. We're gonna play through the mission that just came out yesterday. So if you haven't played it yet, abandon us now.
Or abandon us like...
There have not been spoilers as yet.
15 minutes ago when we started saying there will be spoilers.
Tyler Van Gastel says, my green screen background says fraps.com. I know. That's how I recorded the video that's looping back there. Thank you for letting me know.
Tyler, that's our wonderful QA tester.
It is. And
one of them. We have more than one.
He is currently QAing the
stream.
Stream, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if he wants to write a bug and send it to the CEO...
No, send it to me.
That way she can
see. Because I assign his
Yeah,
work.
it's true. She does. Although I'm like one of the few people who doesn't have like an actual schedule. I just have like when you think I need to do stuff.
Now guess what?
We
have that thing Friday morning.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be skiing, so we're going to have to figure out a thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Super secret.
Super secret.
So now you're going to be on the master schedule.
Actually, no. Hello to people saying hi.
Yay.
Did it say I love KQR?
Someone says I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm not. I'm headed straight for the Alpha Quadrant. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Alpha Quadrant.
Almost there.
Almost to the next quadrant. And we got...
So people were pointing out about
Look,
the
kids,
free
Big Ben of
transport to
Parliament.
the mission, but
It's not free for me for some
Well,
reason.
no, if you go to the thing on there.
right.
Oh, lovely. Let's do it.
Right.
Thank
No,
you.
I think what people were saying is maybe we should look into that UI flow.
Yeah,
Thanks, people.
it's very true.
You're making a difference.
What up, Scott?
I hear your voices.
Dude, I've been sending you messages all the time. You guys,
What are
Where?
you? Who are you?
I
Who are
was
you?
typing messages to you guys.
Who are you?
I'm Scott Boyd.
I don't see a Scott Boyd on
Come here.
I see a Scott Boyd over
This
here,
is
though.
Scott Boyd,
Oh,
you guys.
no. Hi,
Scott,
everybody.
Scott is our environment artist. He's been on the stream before.
Yeah.
Scott's the best.
No,
Yeah.
you're the best.
Aside from Ryan.
Well, Ryan's pretty awesome, except for his puns.
Ryan is
My
the Mary
puns are
Punster.
amazing.
Where are you sending messages? On Facebook?
On Twitch.
On Twitch?
Like,
Doesn't say.
is it those like the PMs on the bottom?
Oh, were you sending actual messages?
Oh.
No,
I'm
you
on
weren't.
the chat. No, I'm in
No,
the-
I haven't seen you in chat. Are you
Well,
sure you're not banned?
I was putting goal. I was talking about collision and.
Were you really?
Heck yeah, I was.
I don't know. Wait, you're on Twitch and you don't follow me?
I just signed up right now because I wanted to be a part of this amazing
Oh,
experience.
you're probably shadow banned.
Oh.
That's a thing, right?
It might be. You could be banned for like
Spam
not having
filter.
posted enough yet or
I
something.
guess, but I thought it was
Oh,
cool.
Zeph, hi.
There
Sir
we go.
Boulevard, always.
I will say, I just want to say, I was looking at some of the screenshots you guys were showing. Those look amazing.
Especially the ham sandwich in the Dabo outfit,
yes,
right?
yes, that was the best.
That was the best one.
No,
Yeah, the
but-
screenshots people made here though was amazing. I'm gonna put up Ryan's nameplate because he's the only one I knew was on the stream today. So none of the rest of you get nameplates.
That's
You
quite,
don't
dude.
need- look, you tell us all the time to crash the stream.
I do. I didn't say don't.
You know
I
what
just
you
said
should
I
do?
won't have nameplates for you.
I got a nameplate that you can make
Yeah.
that just, it's like all purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk.
Okay. Oh, you're not gonna say it out loud. when
You're not just gonna have one that says
'Cause
it's gonna say Mike Fadum on one side and everyone else on the
That
other.
was
No, it was
hilarious.
going to be Red Shirt
Oh.
or Peanut Gallery.
There you go. Oh, not Peanut Gallery.
Some people might be
Definitely
allergic.
not.
that would be us.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Some people might be allergic to peanuts, though.
Well, I mean,
I've noticed
My
the
ex
cannons don't
was.
track these portameta torpedoes very well.
Notice
All right,
the
so Ryan,
was.
we're at the beginning of this mission. What's
Yes.
the
You know,
thoughts
what?
on
I
the
just want to say
beginning of
hi.
this
You guys are
kill
the
all
coolest.
the things. Don't let those torpedoes hit the thing.
I'm not. I'm blew up the torpedo. I want to get the accolade this time. Oh, there's an accolade, guys. Spoilers.
Spoilers: there are 3 accolades in this mission.
Lol, it says Jeremy is back.
Yeah, I fixed it. It was the nameplate. That's why I just did the nameplate thing, because it had Jeremy still listed.
Now from
All right,
here,
so
I'm
tell-
going to try and read these from here. I think it says, give us Jimmy Fallon's outfit from
it doesn't.
court.
Oh, yes, it does.
Of
From the Court
the-
Martial episode, give us Jamie Finney's outfit from the Court Martial episode of the original series as an
Yeah,
off-duty
I like
outfit.
mine better, to be honest.
I'm sure you do.
Because I'm picturing the...
So, Ryan,
Yes.
talk to me about the beginning of this episode. what was the thoughts on this?
So, I really wanted this episode to be a bit of a fake out. So, the whole idea is it starts off as very generic, like, okay, we're chasing down the Zenkethi, they're doing their thing. If you've been playing the Red Alert, it feels very similar, but of course, since you're not necessarily in 5 people, you need to go faster.
Yeah, I'm not fast enough to catch this damn torpedo. There we go. I used evasive maneuvers. Keep
Pilot
telling
ship.
you.
For the win.
Level 10 character. For the lose. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, so
Oh, no.
like I wanted it to feel kind of like Red Alert light. People have done this sort of action as 5 people. Now you have to do it as 1. So it's not as hard. There's less ships to deal with, but it is still a bit of a challenge, and that's why, of course, you also get the achievement for doing it by yourself. Wow, people are getting lots of CrossFit class science vanguards.
Yeah. Well, people are... The lockbox is apparently super popular.
Apparently, people like Discovery.
Yeah. Who knew? That's me being sarcastic because we knew.
Yeah.
it's been hugely successful for CBS.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it.
No, I'm not gonna get the accolade, guys. I'm not gonna do it.
You're not gonna do
Kamarki,
it?
save me. The ship is not powerful enough for me to get that accolade.
Not on this planet, she won't.
Oh well. Hold on. I got this. Luckily, I have 1 power that increases my speed. You want to
Evasive
fire there?
Maneuvers is best power.
Just use this. Give myself a little bit of a boost. There we go. I took care of it.
Cool. 2 more planets to go.
2 more planets to go. Yeah.
But yeah. So I wanted to feel like, it was supposed to feel familiar, but slightly different because now you're doing it potentially by yourself. But at the same time, like Act 1 is not the focus of this mission. Yeah. It's supposed to be kind of like 3 relatively easy sections that she's just trying to distract.
I love how every time on all these early ones you're like, oh, I'm about to get into a big fight. Then right as you're about to get there, like, nope.
Yeah, well, because you're chasing the Zenkethi fleet.
Yes, that's a good point. Thank you. It's a good point, defense turret.
Great job, Duncan.
This is why I stream like 90% so people can tell me how to get good at this game.
Yeah.
And I've gotten much better in the year I've been doing it.
Well, I mean, I think it's official that the best way to get good at this game is to get the Lieutenant Tardy buff.
No, the best way is apply face directly to keyboard.
There is no Lieutenant Tardy buff. I want there to be a Lieutenant Tardy buff. Although we can't really say Tardy. Let's say tardigrade.
Yeah, that...
Let's not do that.
Okay.
Because it sounds...
There's a reason it's blocked in Twitch chat when people keep trying to call him that.
Right. But yeah.
I learned a new slur today. I'm not going to share it, but I was really sad that it was out there.
Oh, no.
No, I mean, I'm not... I was
no, I'm not
how
saying
is that a thing? I'm going to update our profanity filter with it.
Good.
Because I was like, this is a thing?
It's not a thing any longer.
I did not learn it from our players.
So was the slur...
No,
actually, that is a very good point. For STL, someone's referring to you as our Emperor. For STLV, we should make you the Emperor's outfit and just have you walk around in that the whole time. Be amazing.
the Emperor Giorgio.
Look, all women are not interchangeable. You can't just like, oh, there's a chick, she's a chick, therefore whatever.
But you would look super freaking cool in that outfit.
To be fair,
freaking rock that.
As far as canon is concerned, the way to become Emperor in the to become a Terran Emperor is to be an Asian woman.
Yes, but also maybe we shouldn't talk about those kind of spoilers either.
That's true. We kind of talked about it a bit earlier in the stream. David Lasker, thank you very much for the kind comments. We're glad you've been enjoying the game. He says, "Hey Star Trek Online team guys and gals, the new content and ships look amazing. Keep up the awesome work and happy 8th anniversary."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy 8th anniversary.
I didn't want to interrupt their story. I tried to quietly what's the word? Acknowledge.
Quietly interrupt our story.
Point defense turret. Come on.
Yeah,
you guys don't call me an emperor or anything. I'm just some chick with a job.
Listen, if you need to worship somebody, guys, I'm right here.
Agreed.
No, Kumarki, don't do it for me. I want this accolade. No, I'm too slow.
Be faster.
I can't use evasive maneuvers.
Evade faster.
Oh, she got it. Okay. Well, accolade gone. We're not doing it.
You were close.
We're going to ignore all these Protometa torpedoes now and go blow up the Zenkethi.
All hail the beard.
You were close.
All hail the beard.
Somebody once called me a beard.
Really?
And I had to ask them what that meant.
No, it's a different beard.
Who were you dating at the time?
Beard.
Yeah.
No, it was not a person I was dating.
No. I just that's what beard means in that context.
No, yes, exactly. I was like, "What do you mean?" And I think because they were saying because one of my friends, and I was like, "Oh, that's a thing." Today I learned.
Drogon Mirlians did not die on my watch. Kumarke is right back there taking care of this because Kumarke takes care of business.
Also, you know what, Drogon? The needs of the few sometimes do outweigh the needs of the many. Because we learned that from In Search for Spock or something.
We learned that from Rathacon.
Somebody told me this last week and I wasn't really paying attention.
TOS is your favorite. How did this even happen?
Because that isn't TOS, that's a movie.
Let's see. Are Hoshi and Giorgio related? No, not everyone of the same race in Star Trek is related.
They're not even the same race.
They're both human.
It's true, they are the
Humans
same
do
race.
all look alike.
What is it with CBS and people with French names that aren't French?
I don't know.
Who else had
Jean-Luc
Picard.
He was French.
He was extremely British.
You didn't know that he was French? In the future, everybody speaks with a British accent.
That's actually how the Universal Translator works.
Right, so what happened is years and years and years ago, it was the French that were in charge of basically all of England. You can look it up if you don't think I'm right. Eleanor of Aquitaine, for instance, one of them. And they were all like fancy back and forth between their homes on the continent and over in little England. And so in the future, what happens is actually England gets their own back. And they end up taking over France.
So it's like it's like a reverse Norman invasion.
Well, it's like and a reversal of fortune. So in the future, all the people from France have British accents.
Okay, it's like the Namor invasion.
Richard Sue has pointed out the coolest part of the Emperor outfit, which yes, if we're making
is this a sword?
This at all, it's a sword. I need that sword.
I thought it was like the thing. Doesn't she have like a big Snow White thing going on?
She does, but I mean the sword. That sword is so cool.
You guys, I can't watch it anymore because I'm a wimp. An extreme wimp. Like last night, I was freaking out because there was a fly in my bedroom. Admittedly, I have a phobia, so kind of different.
One of the greatest YouTube videos I've ever seen in my life is Maria versus a wasp nest.
I slayed a dragon.
It is a masterclass in tension building.
I slayed a dragon. Yeah. But so now I have to like read the synopses.
Don't fly into the exploding warp core because you're gonna die.
Nothing I can do about that. I had to fly close
to kill Use your stuff. You have the thing brace for impact, and you had evasive maneuvers. So you do that before the warp core, and it helps you not die.
Good to know.
And then the wasp video is amazing. Thanks.
I feel like the stream is like on ADD right now.
Well, the stream is on Maria time right now.
Coincidentally, I did take a new medication today that has me feeling a bit like awesome. So yeah.
Oh wait.
Prescribed.
Interesting. No, never mind. This is I got confused. So how cool was it to get to work on an episode that has both Geordi and Martok on it?
Kind of amazeballs.
Was there, because I know we recorded LeVar's dialogue for this episode long before.
Yeah,
how much was planned when we had him in the recording booth?
We knew that Neth Par was going to reveal the information in Melting Pot, so
and you knew Bajor, obviously.
Yeah, we knew that Bajor was going to be attacked, and we kind of just put those two together and made a text line for her.
Yeah, making it up as we go.
I mean, we figure, okay, so we're going to be fighting things, so DS9 will probably be under attack at some point.
Yeah.
And there's Zenkethi to fight, like things like that.
Oh my god. Oh lord, there's so much. This ship is not going to fare well against the final fight. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It's okay. I mean, you have like 5 or 6 different heroes helping you.
I tried to whitelist the word boff because they use it so often, and it's not what it means. But I'll try again. In terms of can we get a Zenkethi boff, I understand that's actually a lot more technically difficult than it sounds. It's something that we've talked about.
It is very difficult for us to do anything that is not on a humanoid rig.
Yeah, as a bridge officer.
Or just in general.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So it has to do with 8 degrees of movement.
Yeah.
But
Minno's
saying I have to see the stuff from Discovery. I read the synopses and then I do look at images because they're so pretty. I love their costumes.
Are you gonna cosplay?
Am I gonna cosplay?
As like a Discovery.
When you are this awesome, you don't need to cosplay.
So you could cosplay.
So yes.
You could just cosplay with a disco T-shirt.
Yeah. No, I actually have cosplay planned, but no, it would not be from Discovery.
I had a cosplay plan for STLV last year that I'm going to try and make happen for this year, but it's from our game, but it is literally the most complicated cosplay I have ever done. So we'll see.
I just love that the disco T-shirt is literally the laziest cosplay you can now do and be a Star Trek cosplayer.
Yeah.
No, think about this. Think about all the episodes like that one from Voyager where they go back and they meet Sarah Silverman.
I'm wearing 80s clothing.
90s, I think. But yeah.
But there were 80s episodes, too.
I could be Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
Or, I could be, what's her name from that one with the thing, and she was, the really famous actress.
You're really good at describing things.
City on the Edge of Forever?
Okay.
Never? Whichever one is there.
Give me that one with the thing.
So in response to both... let's see, Phoenix Blue's question about a DS9 interior revamp and Thomas Christopher Statton's question with too many question marks of playable Cardassians. We don't talk about upcoming content.
Nope.
Because stuff changes in development all the time. But both of those things are things we know you guys want.
So, and stuff changed today, actually.
Yeah.
We had grand plans for our next release, which is
Now-
I don't think
and-
we've announced when it
No,
is.
we haven't.
And now
But
we have no
had-
plans for our next release.
But we had a meeting just today to talk about some of the stuff that's going out around then. That was like, oh my gosh, we were so thrilled. I had to leave early to go to an interview afterwards.
Yeah.
Canada interview, not an
interview.
something. Right, but
Not priority one.
But man, it was amazing. I think
the meeting that I was in?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think there was a lot of great and interesting
Yeah,
plans
yeah.
coming
I
out
had
of
to
that.
check with software afterwards to make sure that we're going to even be able to, our servers are robust enough for it, because it might be really taxing.
Yeah?
It's,
yeah, what'd they say?
We're going to test it out, but it's probably fine.
Okay.
So.
Cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's it's groundbreaking stuff for us.
It is. It's absolutely.
Will the KDF ever get a T6 carrier? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have, a bunch.
Isn't the sarcophagus a carrier?
I mean, it has deployable ships.
I'm not the one to ask about
It
that.
poops things
The
out
people
all
you
the
had
time.
before were the people to ask about that.
You know what?
But
So
but
I'll be
but
here- I'm gonna-
Orangitis, it's whether or not the Cardassians are upcoming content.
I've got
Yeah.
as I take forever to finish this mission because I'm a level 10 character.
Yeah.
I have a question about this phase of the map that'll also be related to the fights later on. But how do you make a fight that is balanced towards making it challenging for the player, but isn't overpowered for newbies like this character?
Well, okay, so when you are
Especially for an epic fight like all the fights near the end of this mission.
sure. So first thing is our critters do scale to the level of the player.
Right.
So you know that little 0 next to the guy's name when you had them selected is saying that he is a 0 level difference from you. So that's one way that we do it. You know, so you're fighting level 10 or I guess level 20 enemies instead of level 60 enemies. And then we kind of have various formulas of what is an appropriate combat encounter for one player and then multiple players. And we actually can scale those encounters.
Oh, crap!
But of course, at the same time, right now you have the Challenger, the Rescava, the Core, the Rotaran, DS9, and a bunch of other ships helping you. So I was able to kind of artificially increase things because
You have so many NPC ships coming in to help you out.
yeah.
Yeah. So when would the idea come up with about having station versus station combat?
So I know they really wanted there to be. I think that was even part of the pre-pitch. I don't know if it was before the pre-pitch, but I know during the pre-pitch they said they wanted there to be a Zenkethi station that you go on to because that's where the Admiral will be.
Yeah.
Or I guess they said they wanted either a station or a dreadnought or something, and we figured, well, if we're going to go big, especially because DS9 is there, let's go big on both sides.
Yeah.
And actually, kind of funny story. When we first placed the Zenkethi station, it was teeny weeny, like it was about the size of the promenade of our DS9.
Oh.
So
Is it just because of the size it was? When
that
you
was
were
just
in
the model.
previous-
Yeah, that was the model that was the size of the original model. And I turned to the leads and I'm like, well, this is not really the most intimidating of situations. So they said, okay, well let's make this thing a lot bigger then. So yeah, that would have been really weird.
Yeah.
The Orion Vanguard, by the way, Klingon faction tier 6 carrier.
Oh.
Just
there
so you
go.
know, along with the other ones that are flyable by anyone.
George Harry Lawrence wanted to know what ship I'm using. This is a Norg bird of prey. I believe it's like a tier 1 or tier 2.
Yeah.
I'm still fairly. This character is fairly early in the game. This is the character that the community helped us create. That we play on weeks where we don't have interviews and such.
I like that it's the IKS picking a bland.
Yep, you're right. It is. So there was when we announced the bar special project for the colony. The title I posted on the blog was "Start the party in your colony with your very own bar." And the on the news, the section of the website, it shortened it to "Start the party in your colon."
I remember that.
So I'm going to also dovetail into what Ryan said about building fights so that they're balanced for all levels. A lot of that is also the systems designers making sure that what they build is scalable.
Yep.
It's actually a lot tougher in space because on the ground, with few exceptions, we always plan on you having at least 5 people there, whether it's a player and 4 bridge officers or 5 players or some combination.
Yeah.
So that is far easier. But in space, it's like if you go with 5 players, you could end up with a couple of dreadnoughts, and that could be an unwinnable situation if they do a poor job of it. I will say, a friend of mine played this episode and referred to this group at the end that we fight as a bunch of expletive deleted. And so I went to go tell the systems designer who made them that hey, you got a compliment about these guys today. And I told him, and he said, yeah.
I walked over to his desk and told him the swarmers made me just about expletive deleted my pants. Those things are tough.
Right? I will give you advice. Don't let them group up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they will, and it's bad.
So, pilot ships for the win. Back up.
Mordecus wants us to know that Matt Campbell put a lot of work into the fights in this episode as well, which is very true.
He did a really great job. There was a lot of iteration on it. And, in our QA team also, like, they play it at level 6C, but they also play it at level 10 to make sure it is possible. And overall, even though sometimes we'll get bugs that are like, well, you can't get all the accolades at level 10, I'm usually pretty okay about that because
it gives you something to strive for.
And it gives you a reason to play it again when you're at level 60.
And I like going back. I like going back and playing these when I'm actually at that point in the story. So once I get to the end, I'm nearly at the end of the story on my main character. I'm probably going to go play through all these featured episodes that happened since I started working here again.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the featured episodes don't make any sense if you don't have the context for that.
Yeah, I actually have still not played this live yet because I was going to play yesterday and I was too busy. I was going to play today and I was too busy. My calendar this week is literally meetings all day, except I do have this one block in the middle of the day where I'm like, ooh, I could schedule something there, and then I realize it's lunch.
I haven't had a chance even to play Melting Pot.
Yeah, I actually shouldn't admit the last featured episode I played because it's shameful.
Thankfully, one of the things that I really enjoy about this job is that part of my job is to get on the live server on launch days and make sure everything works. So I have to play this when it goes live.
Oh, it's great! Life's so difficult.
So terrible for me.
So difficult.
I have to play these amazing episodes you guys create.
Meetings and skiing. Funnily enough, I decided that basically I was going to go crazy if I didn't take a day off, and so I am going skiing this weekend. Hooray!
All right, so let's stop for a second because we're about to get cutscened. Tell me a little bit about this fight and this part of the story.
So in Brushfire, we introduced Captain Warham, who has a bit of a rival.
This happens every time. I
haven't seen it every time.
I've seen it every time I've played the mission. I think because I keep killing people right in front of the door. But yeah.
But so Captain Warham has this rivalry with Martok, and he didn't die in Brushfire. His ship got away.
This is Spartan.
They have transporters.
Right? No, totally. It makes sense.
Yeah, no. So he gets transported out of getting Spartan. His ship warps out. He's doing various command work on the red alerts. But we figured with this being kind of the finale of the crusade, we should put this to rest, especially since we found out we were going to be able to get JG back to do voice work. So we're like, you know what? Let's let them have some good moments. And oh my god, like the two of them talking at each other. I think it's so funny.
I didn't know. I hadn't played the mission yet when JG was here recording last week.
By the way, you didn't get the accolade.
I know, because I didn't try any of the consoles while he was trying to flatten me with his fist. And so I didn't know any of the context of this episode, but just hearing him say, like, you fight like a Klingon, Captain. Will you die like one as well? I was just like, okay, I can die happy now.
Well, he's saying that to Captain Warham.
Right. No, I know. That's what I meant.
I think actually one of the players was saying that, like, they were playing as a Klingon, and they're like, why is he telling me I fight like a Klingon? So he's not telling you. He's telling the Zenkethi.
He's giving him a compliment.
Yeah.
Eric Gem says, have fun this weekend, Maria.
Thank you. I hope so.
Will we ever be able to manually dock with stations? I'm going to say no on that one.
Probably not. No.
You can now in your head.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you know what? Duncan, build a Foundry episode where that happens.
But yeah,
Don't give Duncan. No, Duncan is the character master.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then
you want to ask Green Dragoon,
Okay.
who builds maps. I think every week on the Foundry Roundtable. You do that, Green Dragoon. Drogan, you tell him I said this. You too, Duncan.
But yeah, so like as I was saying earlier, this there's supposed to be like this big fake out with this mission. So Act 1, the protecting the 3 different planets, not really. Like, I mean, it's a slow build up to what's coming up. Then Acts 2 and 3, when you're protecting Bajor and then coming onto this battle station, like it's supposed to kind of feel like the meat of the episode.
Yeah.
And we even tried to make the kind of finishing of this act feel like you just finished the episode, and then surprise.
Quick show of hands in chat. How many people tried to shoot Captain Nethpar as soon as he stepped off the elevator? Because I have every single time. I know she's a good person, and I still keep. And the final fight that's coming up with the Admiral, I definitely like. There was one Zenkethy left alive in the back of the map, and I didn't see him, and I kept trying to shoot Nethpar, going, "Why would it let me kill her? What's going on?"
Well,
I'll be honest. I've been there. I was there for every part of the planning of this episode. Literally, still, every time.
I mean,
You're just at this point so used to just killing Zenkethy on sight.
Let's be real. I'm used to killing everything on site.
That's true, but that's
including devs.
I haven't gotten killed by Maria yet, but
It's because you're not actually a dev.
The year's young.
You're
Actually,
community.
one of the things that I got to do way back when I was in QA, so this was like 6 or 7 years ago now, we were testing some kind of PvP functionality, and I needed to get a lot of players onto our test server. So I was like, all right, guys, PvP with the devs. So I let them do, what was it? Did we end up with 50 v1?
Oh my god.
Or 20 v1? Basically, it was like 20 players and me.
But you were unkillable?
No. I let him kill me over and over and over. And then occasionally I would cheat and just insta-kill them. For funsies. Occasionally they had to die.
Right.
This map is super cool, by the way.
Yeah,
This
no,
part right here.
Nick did a really awesome job with this.
Oh, yeah.
I love how this bridge looks, and seeing Deep Space Nine off in the background, and
Yeah.
that's just cool.
Yeah, no, a lot of work went into that.
Threaten him.
And there's a little bit of nice backstory if you do choose the other option.
By the way, the Zenkethy gun you can get from the Lobe store, very effective at killing Zenkethy. You start this fight, you hit 2, and everything dies.
Hey, it's T-Bone! Hi, T-Bone!
Hey, Thomas! Welcome to the thing. Are you already home for your D&D game? Because you were leaving early today, I knew. He gets in super early on Wednesdays, so he can go home for his D&D game, which I think is the coolest. I used to do that when I worked retail, except for the getting in early.
T-Bone and I were in a very exciting meeting earlier, and it was awesome!
Man, I never get to go to the exciting meetings, except for the one that I made earlier that I got
Well,
to go
I'll
to.
be honest. The meeting was really actually quite boring, but the topic was exciting.
Well, that's cool. I like this, by the way. That's just like the random people you've never met before from Alpha Team and Beta Team getting some voices and, feeling like there's other people having other stories in this fight.
Well, there's a reason for it. But
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
What's the reason?
you'll find out in upcoming content.
Oh, okay.
Thomas, it wasn't boring because of you. It was boring because it had to be. It was all like programmer, words.
Wait, was this related to the thing that we had our meeting
No.
about? Okay, different programmer thing.
Actually, by the way, so while we're here with a whole bunch of people who
Hold on.
pop
One of Weston's cutscenes.
Oh!
no,
Which Weston has stepped up the level of our cutscenes so much, despite the fact that I'm shoving my pistol into my head. I love the way he just crawls over to be like, "You are so
Yeah.
boned.
I love that animation.
You are so gonna go down."
Weston, if you're watching this, which I know you're not,
We love
you did a great job with this.
Yeah.
Let me ask, show of hands here. When you see weird names of things like Kufano or Rodcore, do you automatically read them backwards to see if they're a word?
No, but I'm gonna do that now.
But I mean, there are actually locations in our game,
No, I know, but I still
which
do
you'd
that
know if you
anyway.
played our featured episodes.
I do.
Anthony Bird says, if it moves and you don't know the NPC, shoot first. Yeah. I love this cutscene too.
Jeremy,
Like, the
thank
trees
you.
falling over and like just how terrifying these things
Yeah.
look.
I mean, Nick put a lot of work into this. Weston put a lot of work into this. Robert Quinn put a lot of work into this. That is a lot of ships.
That's a lot of ships. RTK142, I'm glad you enjoyed our Star Trek Adventure streams.
Yeah, Al told Weston, I want there to be 1,000 ships, and I think Weston kind of made it happen.
It's really terrifying. And one of the cool things was having J.G. Hertzler reveal who the Herc are. He actually wrote books about the Herc.
Yeah.
So that was cool. It was a neat moment. He looked at our Herc designs, which I won't reveal to you here, and kind of called out like how much he liked them.
Yeah, he's like, yep, that definitely seems Herc-like.
I'm going to answer a question here.
Yeah.
Or not really address a comment about the Agents of Yesterday cutscenes being awesome too. Agreed. Those were made by our former animator. He's still with the company though. He's so great that they moved him on to be more of like a resource for the entire company, and so he's helping all the teams instead. And
Steve Stacy.
Yes, and we miss him greatly. But
and we also got help from Ben at that for Agency Yesterday.
Also, if you want to know more about the process of animation and cutscenes and stuff, we did one of these 10 forwards maybe 4 or 5 months ago where we broke down the sword fight from Brushfire with Steve and Weston, and it is super cool. It's really fun. Oh no! This was, so from what I understand, this was apparently one of the hardest things to get right. Like, Deep 9 Exploding went through a lot of iterations.
Yeah. And it was actually funny. I was watching someone else play it, and they were streaming it. So they had their little picture in the corner. And when DS9 started exploding, his eyes just went totally wide.
I love that. And there's our Kurland here.
Yeah.
Every time something goes terribly wrong, Kurland has to die.
Well, that's literally the same audio from Midnight. I just took the exact clip.
Oh god, this is how it happens, guys. Point defense system. Help me, point defense system. You're my only hope.
You should probably.
I'm gonna answer some
You should probably vent plasma or something.
Why Kurland here and not this is Kurland?
Because that's what's recorded.
No, he says both. So somebody asks, how do we not totally geek out when all the actors come in?
Oh, we totally geek out when the actors come in.
And then we've got a. Is it safe to assume that a shiny new DS9 model is coming?
We don't talk about...
No. I will say this. It's never safe to assume anything. Mm-hmm. There you go. For how do we not geek out? Some people really do. Mm-hmm. And what I think is adorable is that Al is one of them. Uh-huh. And he's the one that works the closest with all of our actors over all of the years that we've been doing this. So he's had the most exposure.
And it is always new for him. Every
time. He is like... I mean, not literally.
I ran a geek website and did a lot of interviews and podcasts and stuff now, so I have lots of training in it, which is how I do it. But I did something very unfair to my wife a few years ago on accident. We were doing interviews at San Diego Comic-Con, and we did an interview for the Ninja Turtles cartoon. And I didn't know, because it wasn't on the press sheet that we got, that Sean Astin was going to be one of the people we interviewed. And so we're sitting there setting up cameras and stuff, and he just sits down on the couch and says, "Hi, I'm Sean." And my wife... the way she tells this story, in her brain she went, "I know," but inside she was like, "Okay, yeah, amazing, great to meet you." She's like, "I'm a professional, damn it."
The weirdest thing about geeking out for the celebrities is they come and they look at what we're doing and they kind of geek out too, and it's just like, it's weird because these people are like huge important people to us. And then they're like, "Holy crap, like, what you're doing is so freaking cool." And it's...
Well, I think it's, for them, it's, they were in this world and they got to help build this world, but we kind of make it more real in a way. Like, they were sitting on sets and, like, more immersive. Yeah, like, you can't do a 360-degree view for them. They were on, like, a set with cameras pointing, stuff like that. And when you're an actor, you're kind of picturing all this stuff in your head as you're going. That's how you do the acting. It must be a really cool experience to look at it and be like, oh, that thing that I was picturing, that's how it looks and it's real.
I'll say also I'm like the kind of weirdo odd person out here in that I don't see the celebrities as any different from any of us. Like when people say really, like, they jokingly Empress Maria, whatever. It's like, no, I'm genuine when I say I'm just some chick with a job. Like, I have a great job that I like, but I mean, many of you do too, right? I'm not saving lives, right? Like, so really everything pales in comparison.
I will not disagree. I will not agree that you are not saving lives.
Well, okay, maybe his life, but
that's not what I mean.
Yeah,
but
I see what you're going for there, Ryan.
But I mean that. So to me, I don't have them up on pedestals, and I just think it's like a weird thing about me that I was like. Shatner, I met him at Star Trek Las Vegas one year he was with an entire film crew. I didn't know who it was that came up and put their hand on my shoulder. When I turned around to chew him out a little bit, like, who the heck do you think you are? I saw that it was a film crew and William Shatner, and I was like, oh, wow, William Shatner and a film crew. This is, like, pretty amazing, because most people know Kirk's my favorite.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like...
It's different for different people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So I'm like the lone weirdo that's just like, oh, hi.
No, I wouldn't say you are. Like, I went to the first ever Power Rangers convention, and the guy who played the first Red Ranger, he kind of saw this in his face. Like, he didn't realize there were people who were adults who grew up watching the show who it was really a big deal for them. And so, like, you know, he came up to met us. Like, a couple of us were like, you know, like, hey, great to meet you. Nice, you know, thanks for coming. And a couple people were just like, you know, jaw drop, like, can't form actual sentences. And I think it's just it depends on how big of a part of your life it was and how important it was.
I
like,
mean, I bet that's what it was like for a lot of like first Trekkie conventions as well, like where they're like, oh my god, this is a thing.
Yeah, well, and like if TOS was the thing that like got you through like the worst time in your life, and like there's going to be a part of your brain that sees Captain Kirk as your friend, not just as a TV character.
Well, and your
just
role model.
Yeah, exactly. And so then meeting Shatner, even though you know logically that he's not Captain Kirk, that he's William Shatner who played Captain Kirk on TV, there's still a part of your brain that's going, oh my god, he's real and he's in front of me. And that's where that comes from, and I totally don't, oh god, I'm gonna die!
No,
I mean, to be fair, I mean...
Point defense.
He's not up yet, 6 seconds.
Spock does keep on reminding us that as humans, you know, we're not necessarily very logical.
Yeah.
I actually think, though, I wonder if part of my disconnect is that there's not... there aren't as many roles...
This is the look on my face, the amount of
for us to like. When I was a kid, it's not like I ever pictured myself as Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Like, because
I'm glad that's changing.
We look a little bit different.
Just a little. But if you
know what I'm saying.
If you colored his hair pink, you'd look like twins.
Yeah, and somebody said that I am a celebrity to you. Thank you. I will say that was actually one of the things that if I hadn't, that was the awe-inspiring moment when people were excited to meet me. It's like I'm at a convention. William Shatner was just over here, and you're excited to meet me.
People came to our Meet the Devs over the TNG panel last year. Like, I'm not sure I understand it, but it was cool.
I think we probably are a bit more fun.
That's true.
We're definitely more rowdy.
That's true.
Also, World of None.
Cthulhu and Live, Love, Play. Yes, totally more phenomenal.
But did you notice the Bortescue, by the way, Mike?
The what?
The Bortescue.
No, I didn't.
Well, he's too busy dying.
I haven't died in a while. Where's Bortescue?
World of None, were you there with...
The Bortescue is the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Klingon flagship.
Yeah, that's cool. I heard the Enterprise F is somewhere around here.
Well, no, so it's if you're playing a Fed, the Enterprise shows up.
Oh.
If you're playing a Klingon,
the Bortescue
shows up. If you're playing as a Romulan, the Lisette shows up.
Oh, that's cool.
I have to say, somebody has asked, was there ever any talk of a hero ship must survive requirement, such as a mission fail if Challenger dies? We don't have fail conditions on our story missions intentionally because we want everyone to be able to play the story stuff. We will add stuff like that occasionally to the like elite mode of queues because it's all right if people can't win those every time, but we don't want people to feel bad about the Challenger exploding.
Yeah. All right, so here's the moment. This is the big moment that we all had to keep our mouths clamped shut on for the entire lead up to this mission. I think everyone in this room knew about this probably for the last at least 6 months, if not longer. What was it like getting this in your mission? Getting to know that you had to build up to this dramatic moment of, oh, holy shit, Odo's in this.
Well, I mean, that was really cool. But it was also a pain in the ass because we had to find the actual line that he's like. What episode does he say this? We know he says something like this somewhere, but where? Like Paul was actually digging through scripts to find the Odo.
Al was telling me today there's a website that has every script from Star Trek transcribed.
So he was digging through them to figure out where does he say it? Like how much can we actually write into it? Because I actually wrote more originally, and then we're like, no, that's all he says. We're like, so I'm like, okay, well, then I guess that's all he's saying. I mean, obviously, if we could get actually Renee to say the line instead of using the audio, that would be awesome. Yeah. But I mean, it's cool. Like I have Geordi, I have Martok, and I have Odo in my episode.
That's pretty cool. One of the hardest things about it, because I just sent this off to CBS, and I didn't want to spoil it, so I had to be like, it's the first time you've ever seen Geordi and Martok team up, and also Odo, but I can't mention that. If we go back to this, will we add more VO? I don't know. That's something we'd have to decide if and when we get Renee in the studio to record his lines.
We also have Kern as well.
Yeah, and Kern. Point. Yeah, you're right. Good point.
Yeah, so we have four TV show characters.
Yeah. Daximus did point out that there was a Breen episode where there's a fail condition, but you'll note that is one of our very oldest ones that hasn't been remastered, and we would probably remove it if we do for that reason.
Yeah.
And also, in things like Beyond the Nexus, the Challenger can't actually be destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we kind of have the fail state.
The only time we've I think blown up a canon ship was when we blew up the J in Procyon 5,
which
is a Q.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would say also, we can't just kill off canon characters.
As much as I'd like to kill Miles O'Brien.
we have. I mean, we had to get special permission from CBS to do it.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. So that's the end of this. Really, the end of this. Until then, General. But Ryan, what's your takeaway from getting to work on this? What did you really think of it?
I mean, it was a really exciting episode to work on. It was a lot of fun, and it was really cool having this kind of surprise Act 4 to it. It really feels like it wraps up in Act 3, and then suddenly this whole thing happens. And I think especially because we have that shot of Kufana, we do connect it to the old Harbingers episode. Yeah. And so it was really cool, just putting this capstone on what I think was a pretty cool arc. I know different people's miles may vary, but it was a pretty big undertaking. I think this is probably the biggest episode I've worked on so far.
Which is maybe saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't taken on any slouch episodes.
Yeah.
Wasn't it months, maybe 6 months before your first?
Yes.
So poor Ryan, when he started, the very first thing he worked on was
Temporal Front.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't remember the names of anything.
Yeah. It was
what would I have called this one? Probably anniversary episode. Actually, this one I remember the name of because it was somewhat contentious. Yeah. But it is memorable.
Some people thought that people wouldn't recognize what Scylla and Charybdis is from, and thus it would just be hard to pronounce words with no actual context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people picked it up right away.
Yeah. I'm happy I was right.
I will say Obione 69, it does seem like mushrooms and their magic has become kind of part of the canon of Star Trek.
Yeah.
See Discovery. But no.
I felt like the story.
Who wrote the story? I would say actually the overarching story is the leads. Yeah. So that would have been Gecko and Salami and
you,
Swalrus and me.
Is Sam Swalrus?
He was.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's Swalrus
and Paul because
he wasn't in the meet. Paul wrote but for the overarching thing.
Yeah.
Paul takes our word vomit
and makes
it digestible.
There's a
by
reason.
humans.
There's a reason that the fiction blog that I just wrote, I credited Paul as well as myself for writing it, because what I wrote was a nice outline, and he turned it into an actual story.
Oh, whenever I share like my blogs on Facebook, I always say, and it was made better by Paul.
It was mostly, like 90% of my stuff was Paul. He made it cool. All right, well, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun, and. That doesn't look like she had fun. That looks sarcastic. Now I'm.
I always
worried.
have fun. Your shirt is like alive.
It is. It really is. Folks, thank you for joining us in chat. I hope you had. I just said hope you had fun, but I'm going to say it again. We will see you guys next week.
I have a request from our more punnier viewers.
Okay.
A picture of a Zenkefi playing golf that says Neth Par for the course.
Well, that's it, folks. See you later.